Never mind me while I'm stepping out my circumference. I feel the nerves trickling down. It's life humbling. My words start stumbling, staggered and caught off guard. This the life of a jigaboo, introverted and scarred. Whoa. My mother been the melodies while they sing the choruses. Direct message from Slade saying we need more of it. Paranoia in my state, I see envy at high rates. Now it's crop off the fate, turn great so I fly straight. Was gone for a minute, now I'm back like an X with big factors. I see you turn flat like extinct like some raptors. When I drop fruit purposes and practice and patience, we move to greener pastures. They saying life is a matter of mastering basics and mastering patience. More time I get tired of waiting. Maybe it's fate procrastinating. The times are bad, sure it really had me sprung. Like she got me doing things that I never do. You thought that we connected when in fact it was trauma bonding. Just leave it up to me to break the rules, never corresponding. My childhood filled with fence climbs and knee scrapes and bikes and kicking it by the street signs. The older I get, I'm trying to lessen any screen time. The bounce back heavy, I rock steady on climb. This world's a fucking loop, the news will pick and choose whatever truth they wanna give to you. I cannot stomach it, so I poop. Oops. When life turns sweeter, the lemon mouths get louder. But I'm amplified with ghosts from God like that boy Fowler. Working like I got that point to prove. But truth be told, the proof is right in the pudding, no point to lose. 60 for the crepes, yeah, I did that just because. She expecting more, girl, you know I'm saving up. Left me on red, well, it was what it was. Never stress over them joints or in downs when times get rough, so I ghost. Long are the days when we was close, and when I see you, it's like two completely different type of ghosts. I approach the weekly fire dropping, which I'm feeding. Still, I don't expect to be the one, your boy having fun. Still, the songs get spun like Beyblades and teacups. My fun fair to those that ever really know me from jump. So what's up, I've been the one they all depended on like TJ. Now they're dead wilder than a furry knockout punch, leaving them straight stunned. It's hella fun, Through the lot, now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like blow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Blow. Tables turning like doorknobs, wow. Blow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep feeling it.
Yo. Apologies for shouting. That was a bit loud, didn't it? That was a bit loud, man. Big up everybody in the building. Yo, I haven't done a live in the morning with the man them, with the people, with the gal them in the building for a hot minute. So I do apologize, but you know, life just be life in at times. But I've tried to keep, you know what I mean, the content going. So hopefully you guys have, you know, been watching some of the stuff that's of course come out on the channel, whether that be the football manager stuff, whether that be, I don't know, you know, just talking about some players, whether that be, you know, Lenny Yoro, Somerville. And I got so much more, of course, coming out for you guys. Big up everybody in the chat, whether you're watching on X, Twitter, whether you're watching on YouTube. Please always smash the like. I beg. That's all I ever ask of you. Just make sure you do smash that like button. Big up everybody inside the building over here on YouTube. I'm going to run through the chats in a second. You already know why we're here. You can see the caption. I was sitting here the other day, and we've seen, and obviously we'll get into a little bit of that today. Like we've seen with all these managers, right? All these clubs changing managers here, changing managers there. And to be honest, I don't even have like a full list. And it doesn't even really matter because I think we all get the general consensus, right? In terms of what's been going on. You know, in the manager merry-go-round, we've seen with players as well, in terms of certain players switching this side, that side, the player valuations, and, you know, we'll take a bit of a look behind that as well. So honestly, I just wanted to come here and just kind of deep, well, not even deep, just kind of see what everybody's kind of saying, because I feel like it's a weird time, you know, especially obviously being a Liverpool fan, we've been talking so much about, you know, on a slot, you know, before he's even come in, we've been talking about him. What's he going to be like tactically? And, you know, all of these kind of questions. And it just, honestly, it just made me think to myself, that's so mad that we're all sitting in this kind of position right now. That obviously, and it's not just Liverpool, by the way, Chelsea, we'll get into them. Bayern Munich, we'll get into them. You know, heck, Jose Mourinho has gone to flipping Fenerbahce, you know, yesterday. Like, it's all been mental with this whole manager thing. And then on the player side of stuff, like I was looking at, they put out like a list of like the most valuable players in world football and stuff like that ever. Like this season, they've put out a list, and I was looking at the list, and obviously that's just their valuation. So their contracts, obviously, they're taking into consideration their age, the club that they're at, how much they've originally signed for, the market, all these kind of various different things. And again, we'll take a look at that. But I was looking at it, and I was just like, really, like. This like this is what we're what I mean, like these players are supposed to be the quality players that we're, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that, man. But big up to everybody and good morning to everyone as well, by the way, man. I kind of miss chatting with you guys, you know what I mean? Just chopping it up and just, seeing how everybody's doing and etc. etc. So without further ado, let's just get into the likes. Big up Strasbourg Steve in the building, my broski. Smash the like, guys. No slacking allowed. Come on. Yeah, listen to Steve, man. Listen to Steve. Big up Bonkers in the building. What's he telling me now? Scalvini has an ACL injury. He was a quality defender, season gone. He misses the Euros, and Michael Lise in the Olympic squad, so misses out most of pre-season training. Whoever gets him. Yeah, that's an interesting one, man. That's the interesting one. Scalvini, you guys know I like Scalvini a lot. Like if Liverpool, if there was a defender I'd want Liverpool to at least be looking at, it definitely would be him. Above most other defenders, to be honest with you, regardless of which side we are looking for. I'm always like, why don't you try and get a Scalvini? Do you know what I mean? Like that'd be a good little signing. In regards to Liverpool, just looking at them solely, again, I think I said on Enza's show, like previously, we're speaking a little bit about it on Quasi's show last night. Bro, it's just going to be interesting to see what happens with Liverpool, I'll be honest, because again, we're in this kind of space where we're like, I don't know, because it's a new manager. We've got like a new structure / old structure, but they under a new contract. Like, I don't know, like everything is just going to be intriguing to see. So, and I said it before, guys, as us Liverpool fans, let's not even get too overexcited with the transfer side of things, because we know what our club's about. We know what our club's about. Like when Edwards wasn't here, when Edwards was here, like it was never those type of signings. So we're just gonna have to kind of just make do. We're just gonna have to kind of make do. And the Lise, that's interesting. I didn't know he was even gonna be in the Olympic squad. So yeah, I mean, that sounds like a Chelsea problem, to be honest with you. I'll be honest. Big up Richard in the building. Good morning to you, sir. We need to buy Elise if Salah leaves. Edison, number 6. Inacio, alternative formation or system. Who knows? Who knows? He might just run back 4-3-3. He may just run a 4-3-3 and say, I've got the players. They've already done it. I just need to tweak this bit and that bit. Are we prepared for that, guys? Obviously, if it works, I don't think any of us are even going to care. We're going to sit here and be like, yo, 4-3-3 is sick. But if it doesn't work and it starts looking a little bit shifty, that's where, of course, things start to, come into play. Good morning to you, Social Joins, man. I hope you are blessed, as Richard says, as Steve has said, as Social has said. Make sure you smash the like buttons, man. Big up Pops in the building, guys. Make sure you head on over to Beige and Reds TV. Make sure you're subscribed over there, man. Come on, man. That's the people. That's the big bosses, man. Make sure you go head on over there. Big up Michael Talks. Again, make sure you head on over to Michael Talks. His link, plus the Beige and Reds TV. It's all in my feature playlist, man. So make sure you guys subscribe to the guys. Big up Revenite in the building. Mike saying, this rhetoric about enough quality players is stupid. I want to see people try and kick ball with these players and see how they do. Yeah, I hear it. That would so a man who haven't kicked ball before, yeah, start looking a little bit out of place. That would be, you know what's funny, yeah, Michael, yeah? It'll be like trying to tell some people, and obviously, listen, look, I'm not saying that you have to have kick ball in order for you to have a conversation and stuff like that. I don't think Michael's saying that either, but it's just more, when we do get onto certain players and that, like, there's some players I sit there and think, boy, you might look at who's like a meaty-ish kind of player, like, you know what, you might look at someone like a Jordan Henderson, right, in his prime, should I say, and be like, oh man, he wasn't even really that, like, he wasn't all that blah blah blah. Bro, you try to kick a ball with Jordan Henderson in your own prime, yeah, us as just fans, try to kick ball with Jordan Henderson, you'd be surprised, you'd actually be surprised. Social Joins, the manager merry-go-round is funny. Everyone mocked Arteta, and now they're looking for Arteta Arteta's and rookies. Josh Kroenke's people saw this coming 4 or 5 years ago. Billionaires move different. Yeah, no, of course. Hey, look, anyone who saw the manager landscape like from time, yeah, that's a madness. YouTube, see Ancelotti with the trophy the other night. I could tell he misses being at Everton. Yeah, of course, man. Well, who doesn't want to be at a team that's not going anywhere, lacks ambition, is getting docked points, for FFP, isn't really that good of a team, in the Premier League? Who wouldn't want to be at that kind of team, But Michael, I saw that troll United trade try and save some shots. That guy can never chat again. This is what I'm saying. Got to be easy. Got to be careful. What you like? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Some people just got to be. If you don't know yourself, sorry, if you know yourself and you're out here calling some people rubbish, this, that, and the third, and then when it's now time for you to show, do you know what I mean? Like that's why, yeah, man. Like I said, man. I'm good, man. Don't worry about that, man. I'll still cuss Neymar. I expect Slot to run a 4-3-3 at Liverpool. To be honest, yeah. Well, I say hopefully. Just yeah, yeah. I haven't seen any announcement on nothing yet. I haven't really been looking at the Liverpool news side of things. So unless someone in the chat can show me or can tell me that has he been like announced, done any of the what do you call it, man? Any of the conferences and stuff like that, let me know in the chat. Again, I haven't really even been looking because it doesn't seem like anything was going on. And I was like, you know what? We'll worry about that when he actually is here. James LFC 86, the Kefren Tour rumors are herring back up again. Yeah. I see that. Tottenham are front runners for Santiago Jimenez. Yeah, they need a striker. So I wouldn't be surprised. John Joe Shelby would destroy the average player. 100%. What, with his passing range? Yeah. Oh, it's long. And you see the guys here that you guys think are slow. Yeah, it's long. Yeah, it's long. You think they're slow? Yeah, you try keep pace with some of these guys. I promise you, it's not going to end the way that you think it's going to end. Do you know what I mean? Kefren Trumans, yeah. Big up Hollywood Rockman. Morning to you. Klopp went to the Champions League final just to lose to Madrid again. He's up on Klopp, man. He's left now. Do you know what I mean? Like we're done with, you know what I mean? We're done with the Klopp side of things, man. He's up on Klopp, man. He's cool. He's cool. You know what I mean? He's blessed, man. Lion. I can guarantee G is an Andre Ayew level. Yeah. I'll be super fine if someone said to me, Andre Ayew, he's played in the Premier League for a good few years. I'm sure he's played Champions League football, international. Yeah, I'm good with that kind of level. You have to be honest with yourself, You have to be honest with yourself. Andre Ayew, he's not that quick. Obviously, now, if we're talking about him today, right? And obviously, I think he's over there in Saudi or whatever. No, not Saudi. I think, he's over there somewhere. But let's say not quick, but he's quite, he's got the technique and stuff like that. And he's a smart player in terms of the positions he knows he has to pick up because of his pace. Yeah, I'm good with that. Bayesian, the striker pool is like the manager pool, not the best. So very interested to see who lands a big signing up top. Agreed. And big up Ali in the building. Your comments yesterday were absolutely hilarious. So what are we looking at today, man? As I said before, the manager pool is looking real kind of. I'll be honest. I think it's looking kind of meaty. I'll just keep it about like Liverpool have obviously got in Slot. We'll talk more about him obviously because most of us here are Liverpool fans, so we'll delve into him. But Liverpool are going to get in a manager, and it's not even trying to be disrespectful to any of these managers because I have no idea what they're going to do next season. But ultimately, you're getting in a manager who isn't really proven at a higher level. Obviously not been doing this for crazy amount of years. So when we're talking about experience, yes, he has some, but he doesn't have would I say, quote unquote, the experience that I'm looking for, in terms of someone who's going to come into Liverpool and we're just going to go like this, straight off the rip. But again, that's not to say that he doesn't come in and do his thing. So when I look at him, I'm kind of like, yeah, you're in the pool of like all the other media managers. I'll be honest, like that's how I look at it. Like they're all in the same kind of bracket. Like he's not an exceptional manager. He's not a poor manager. He's just, he's all right. Like he's one of those. That's how I look at him anyway. As I mentioned before, Jose Mourinho, like this is what we've been kind of reduced to. Like Jose Mourinho being Jose Mourinho, we know what his history, his legacy is going to be in football. I don't think he can tarnish that football legacy anyway, regardless of where he goes, because of everything that he's done leading up to, this point here. So really and truly, I feel like he's just here for vibes. I think, Michael, I saw your tweet yesterday, like mentioned something along those lines. I don't want to quote verbatim, but yeah, the guy's just really here for vibes. Do you know what I mean? He's just, let me just go Fenerbahce, let me just go Turkey, and you know what I mean, just see what they're saying and see what that's, what that kind of looks like, kind of thing. Chelsea, like this one is this one is probably more of a baffling one for people, because Pochettino obviously had his issues throughout the season. The team had its issues, teething problems and stuff like that. But towards the back end of the season, they were starting, like Crystal Palace, they were starting to pick up a little bit of form. So you were kind of like, okay, fair enough. Like, you know what? This will be really interesting to see what you do next season, because now you've got a manager. You supposedly, from what we thought was going to happen, was you're going to keep this manager, you're going to continue the project that you're working with. Remember, you've got a hell of a lot of young players, the Cole Palmers. Even, I'm not saying Nkunku's young, but like he's on the younger type of side. You got Madueke, relatively young. You've got in, who else have they got in their team? Caicedo is not even old. Like, I forget about him. People think he's older than he actually is. Like, you've got quite a few young / new players in the team. Malugusto, Colwill, all of these kind of guys. And I'm thinking, all right, so if you can just build from here, who knows what you're going to be like, on top of what I know you're going to do this summer. So to then say, yeah, nah, let's just sack him, and then get in Enzo from Leicester City, again, in terms of the football, he's probably more down my lane of football in terms of how I kind of like seeing my football played. That's fairs. But the reality is, again, obviously outside of, getting promoted, of course, with Leicester City from the Championship, he's not coming in with that kind of, like, there's more questions than answers with him. Not to say none of these guys, by the way, will be bad managers, because again, I have no idea. I'm willing to just give everybody a chance next season, because I'm mad interested to see how this is all going to pan out and how it's all going to, fit in, right? But again, these are all guys coming in, and I guess we are reaching this manager period where, like, the pool looks a bit fugazi. If I'm being totally honest with you, yeah, same thing. Chelsea are a mess. I absolutely love the Jose Mourinho to Fenerbahce move. I really like watching the Super League, and it should bring more eyeballs to a very interesting league. Yeah, possibly. Good players, but the boards keep messing it up. Yeah. I don't know Chelsea. Like, Chelsea is weird. I really don't understand Chelsea. Then you've got my club, my second club, Barcelona. I'm like, how can both of my clubs swap, like, change managers in the same, for the same season and that? I'm like, okay, Javi's left and whatever's gone on there, cool, that's kind of gone on. Hansi Flick, he's a bit more, would we say, recognized, where the average guy, the average football fan will probably know who Hansi Flick is, right? Fair enough. But again, that's not even to say that he's going to come in and do this amazing job or whatever. He may do, he may not. There's no guarantees. Unless your name's Pep Guardiola, there really isn't any guarantees in this football game, right? But again, a manager who's been out for a hot second, obviously managed by Munich, Germany, and all of that. So you're like, okay, fairs. Let's kind of see what he does. Will he be able to align to what Barcelona and Barcelona's football and philosophy is? That's what I'm interested to see with someone like a Hansi Flick. Him being a good manager is fine. I've got no beef with him actually being the manager of Barcelona. But it's more, are you going to be able to align to what Barcelona are kind of about? That's what I'm really, really interested in. And of course, Napoli, Antonio Conte, Napoli not had the greatest of seasons, the season just gone. So now, of course, they're getting a new manager. Spalletti obviously left, is now managing Italy. Like, everything over there, a team that everybody looked at and was like, I need Osherman, I need Kvaratskhelia, I need Zabotka, I need this guy, I need that guy, I need like, this was a club that everybody was looking at and was like, this team is going to be crazy over the next couple of years. Lo and behold, the following season, they stink up the joint. And you're just like, well, how the hell did that happen? You know what I mean? And another team who stunk up the joint this season is Bayern Munich, well, in the Bundesliga anyway. They stunk up the joint. And then you've got Vincent Kompany, who just got relegated with Burnley. Now, again, Vincent Kompany, he's another one of those managers who falls into my style of watching the game and the football. I like that. I like the way he plays the game. But again, inexperienced, really, at any kind of, He's inexperienced in terms of managing at a higher end, but he himself has played at the higher end of things. So maybe that's going to help him, because you're going to move to Bayern Munich, the biggest club in Germany, one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Now it's going to be a different ball game. You're not at Burnley anymore, so you're not going to be in them kind of situations where it's like, okay, yeah, we can test this out and find out in the next 2 or 3 games. No. I know, like with Bayern Munich and their fans, big up Steve because he's one of them. I'm sure it's, yo, we draw a game today to who? I don't care who you're drawing to. I don't care if you're drawing to RB Leipzig. That's not good enough. It's that type of pressure. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And again, is he going to be able to handle it? I don't know. I really, really don't know, man. But let me get into some of the comments now and see what you guys are saying. Chelsea just hired a Potter 2.0. Hey, Mike, is that what you're saying? Is he? Do you think it's that kind of party? Jesus Christ. Social joins. Chelsea want to skip process. They are a guy on steroids, creatine, whilst everyone is working out. Natty building quality muscles and flexibility. They want to skip the hard work. I agree. I do agree with that. Social joins. Like, I feel like they're trying to skip process. So with them, I feel like the board is looking at it like this and has said, obviously, you got a manager in Enzo. Obviously, done really well at Leicester, right? Cool, no worries. Got promoted. He's now in the Premier League. They like the football, so he's got two things on his side in that kind of regards, right? Pochettino, obviously, on top of the style of play, you've then got the chopping and changing. But again, I thought that was always going to I didn't think it would happen to the extent it did, but I thought it would kind of happen purely because they were in a position where a lot of these players are kind of new. They've had to trim down the squad. They've got in a couple new players. They've got in a new manager who requires new things. Like, it was too much going on anyway with them. They've got Andre Santos, who's going to still come back from loan. Like, they've got bare different players just who are, wandering around on loan and etc. etc. So I knew things weren't always going to be patterned in that kind of way, but he just seems like, all right, so you finished 6th last season. All right, this guy's going to get me to 4th and above. And that seems like that's the only thing that he's accepting. That literally seems like what he's accepting. And in fact, I don't even know if that's even what he's going to accept. For all I know, he sacks this manager. Chelsea are sitting 10th after 15 games, and he might just look at it and think, nah, this is long. And I can fully see him doing that. Nah, yeah, this is long. They're skipping that process part. And hey, listen, look, if you got the money to just keep doing this and you're allowed to keep doing this, then keep doing it, really and truly, because if you can do it, then it's not really too much of a problem. But yeah, that's going to be a problem in itself for Chelsea. Big up Akeem, man. I hope you're blessed. They teams are looking for pet graduates like Company, Mascaro, Arteta, because they believe they may replicate Pep's success. Yep. Oh, even though it's done because the original Superman is still here, so we can keep getting the clones, but the clones will never be as good as the original. Like, it just will never be. My club, this guy. G, can we compete with City, or has the money gap gone too big? If you're just talking like next season in terms of Liverpool, no, I don't think they will. I don't think we will compete with Manchester City. I think they will go. I just think they'll go back to where they were, to be honest. And it's so mad because they've just come off a 4P, right? But I just think that they will go like, if you think, if we're all gonna say we think they just dropped a bit last season, I think they'll just get back up to that. I don't know if they'll go higher than that. I don't think they'll do that, but I just think they'll just go back up to what I know and what we all know of Manchester City. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Flick has been the best appointment so far, other than Motta to Juve. Yeah, maybe on paper, yes. Again, I just want to see if he's going to be able to align to that philosophy. That's all I'm looking at. That's literally all I'm looking at. It's not. I think Hansi Flick is good, by the way. Don't think he's a bad manager. I am just so interested to see what what do you call it? What that's going to look like, because again, this ain't Germany, bro. Yeah, do you get what I'm trying to say? So your ideologies and your own ethos, I'm not saying it can't work at Barcelona, but like Mike's, what Barcelona are about. Like, that's what they're looking for. We need you to kind of do things in this way. I think the only way that it will work where he can come in with his own ideology and ethos is if it just becomes like really successful. So then they just say, you know what, actually, we don't mind, allowing it for this one guy. because obviously it's working. We're top of the league. We're doing well in the Champions League. We're doing this. We're doing that. Then I think it can work. But Barcelona are like a whole political office in themselves. So I just think it's so political over there. That's why that's my only worry with Hansi Flick. Not that he isn't good, because I think he is actually good. And if you just allow him to do his own thing, I think it's calm over there. I think it's calm. Maresca, Poch, quite simply as a coach, Maresca stocks, sorry, are going up. Poch been declining a while. They have, but that's again like, do you know what I mean? Like, is that going to change too much for Chelsea? Like, I don't know what's going to be so different. The only, you know what, actually, where Maresca might have leeway is that the players that he's got now, so the Cole Palmers, the Nkunkus, the Jacksons, Madueke, Mudriks, all of these Caicedos and all the Colwills, whatever, all of these guys have had one season now. They've had one season kind of together. So now you're into your second season together. You all understand each other, Enzo Fernandez and stuff like that. Maybe this might work moving forward, because now you understand. I know when he wants to make a run. I know when he's trying to sit deep. I know when he's trying to go from out to in, etc., etc. Just bear with me 2 seconds, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, just fixing the mic real quick. Michael's saying they can still play the Barca way, but more physical presence. That's what they needed. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. Again, like I said, it would just be interesting to see whether they're able to, whether they just allow him to do that. That's all I'm saying. Social joins. Maresca is a championship manager until he proves it. He ain't Poch level until he proves it. Let's not do that. Yeah. Obviously, I think it'll be a little bit disingenuous to Pochettino, but then there's nothing to say that he couldn't come in and, you know what I mean, still be better than Pochettino. Everyone is trying to copy Pep when there's only one Pep in this. That's what I'm saying. You're trying to copy the original Superman. It doesn't work like that. Hollywood Rock, these managers popping up on screen like Tekken Select character. That's fucking hilarious. So if Chelsea finish again 6, what's the point of this hiring? Exactly. Like, what do you then do in that situation? As Chelsea board, as a Chelsea owner, what do you do in that situation? Do you just say, you know what, bun it, man? We'll just keep it the way it is. Steve saying, I'm very intrigued and kind of happy we are giving someone like Vincent Kompany, who I rate as a coach, a chance. Hey, let's hope it works out for you, buddy. But my biggest pet peeve is labeling coaches Pep disciples when they might not want to be Pep at all. These managers want to be their own man. I agree. It is a little bit, you know what I mean? Off topic, would you take Griezmann, Depay, or Xerxes? I take Griezmann. And I don't mind Xerxes. Like, it'll go Griezmann, Xerxes, and then Depay. Like, if I had to put it in order, let's put it that way. But Griezmann will be literally top of that list. That's an invisible bar. 15 times. Yeah, get out of here. I think Company will win the league. I hear it. Style of play, all I hear, clubs that never had style of play trying to change identity will fail. United won the FA Cup because they went back to their style of counter-attack. Be who you are. I hear that. I definitely hear that. Nasty, once clubs see that managers have worked with Pep before, that's the reason for the hiring. Everyone wants to play his style of football when you can't. I know. That I do definitely agree with, is that everyone wants this kind of, we want you to be able to do a little bit of what Pep Guardiola does. Now, we know it's not going to, I'm assuming they know it's not going to be the Pep Guardiola, but maybe you can tweak it in your own way. And once you've tweaked it in your own way, we should be able to still see results. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what I feel some people are kind of looking at, or how some people are looking at it, you know, kind of thing. Give me a moment, guys. Send this link out. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully, have a couple people joining in. Johnny B. Red. I think Company will work. Bayern should win the league. Look, all the injuries Chelsea had. I know. And this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm like, did they take that into consideration? Did they look at that? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Is that something that they thought about? I'm not really 100% confident, but you know, again, I'm not the owner. and he clearly has a vision in his head, and he's like, "Yo, I want." I want more than what I'm getting at this current moment in time with Pochettino. And again, this is what I'm saying. But even when you're looking at it on the face of it, if I'm being 100% honest with you, when we're looking at all of these managers, so whether it's Maresca, whether it's Company, whether it's Flick, whether it's Slot, it's all the kind of same. Okay, let me take Flick actually out of it because he's actually a proven winner, right? So the rest of them, the market, and I think Bajan said it, and I think someone else said it before, the market isn't even great. Like, it's not like we're delving into a market where we know there's at least 10, 15 managers who are just all chilling or who are all looking to move from their projects that they're currently at. We're now in a stage where we are looking at Jabi Alonso, and everybody wants Jabi Alonso, right? We are looking at, I know Manchester City, Little Murmurs, they might be looking at the Girona manager. Obviously, that's underneath their whole organization thing. So they might be looking at grooming him into them becoming the new manager of Manchester City once Pep Guardiola leaves. Fair enough, fair dues, do your thing. Vincent Company, they like their style of football, so they're hoping that he could potentially implement that at Bayern Munich. Maresca is the same thing, but these managers are all, untested. They're not really managers that we're all looking at and we're saying, oh, okay, well, this guy's been able to do X, Y, and Z over X, Y, and Z amount of time. So with that being said, guess what we're going to do? We're going to say, all right, let's just bring him in. Let's just bring him in and then see what he can do. Once we know what he can do, and once we've kind of assessed the situation, we'll then take it from there. But then the problem with let's just take it from there is you find yourself in a situation where it's like, okay, big up Jerry in the building, bro. Hope you're blessed. You find yourself in a situation now where if he doesn't do well, if that manager does not succeed in the way that you hoped and you wanted them to succeed, what the hell do we do? That's why I asked the question. Is football in this transition at the moment where everybody is scrambling, trying to look for their version of whatever, whether you want to say it's Pep, whether you want to just say just a new version of something? Is everybody in that kind of position now? And next season, we're going to see a lot of new managers at new teams. And it's almost like, is everybody starting at the beginning of a cycle, so to speak? And this is where you come in, Mr. Goggins himself. What are you saying, bro?
What's going on? What's going on, man? I'm good. Yeah, my connection calm now, yeah?
Yeah. No more gel connection around that, bro. Like, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, season's done, innit? So,
okay. Yeah.
Like that.
That's calm. But yeah, chat to the people, man. Obviously, you know why we're here. Obviously, talking about whether or not football's in transition, and right now we're just focusing more on the managers, and we'll talk about players afterwards. But yeah, bro, how are you looking at the landscape, bro? Like, because to me, it's just looking kind of crazy. But I'd love to get your thoughts, man.
I think the landscape. I think, yeah, you could. There's an argument to say that the game's in transition, that teams are in transition. What I would say though is, I think because of the dominance that City have had, obviously in the league, and obviously that affects us directly, and then the dominance that Real Madrid have had in the Champions League, it makes it seem as though there are no viable options really for managers. Because, for instance, when you go and have a look at, what Klopp did when he was at Dortmund, yeah, he won the league at Dortmund, you know what I mean, and got to obviously final of the Champions League. But that's all he had done, innit? It's what Javi Alonso essentially has done, the similar thing. Like that's what he's gone and done. So he's that, I guess, Jurgen Klopp type figure, but he's not a Jurgen Klopp now. Because of their dominance, though, it means that we're not looking at Diego Simeone as like some mad, like as a standout candidate. We're not looking at, Ten Hag, and he was at Ajax as a standout candidate. Even at the time, that's what people are trying to go and tell us. I feel as though we're in a situation now where the game, the teams, managers aren't getting time to really go and place themselves in and amongst the conversations of, oh, am I going to be the best and stuff, because it's such a merry-go-round in terms of, we need a quick fix, you need to come in now and do something. It's like that period has resulted in what we've got now, where teams have to look at it a bit more strategically and say, you know what, we need to take a longer scope and a longer view in terms of what manager we go and bring in. It can't be a situation where we bring in a Luis Enrique for 2 years, tell him to cut, and then he's nowhere to be seen. Remember Sarri from Napoli? He was the next big thing, right? He was that Chelsea for 2 years. Brother, he goes into, I don't even know where he is now. I don't even know where he is now. You're on mute, by the way.
No. I was just doing something, but no, I was trying to think at the same time. Like, I can't remember where he is. Hey, someone in the chat, man. Where is he, man? Where is he?
Maybe that Juventus. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you see that Sarri as an example. He was the next hot big thing. Where has he gone now? Right? We had Luis Enrique. He was the hot big thing. He's at PSG. No one's entertaining him as a manager.
Lazio. He's at
Lazio. So do you know what I mean? So I think these things have happened, but I think what's happened because of obviously all this FFP and stuff, you have to be careful about what manager you go and bring in, because you can't afford to keep paying out managers, bringing managers in. So you have to go and look at things that are more sustainable. So like style of play, is it someone that aligns with the values of the club? Are we going to be able to go and work together? And you've got to go and just basically not take a chance on them, but give them more time to go and succeed. Give them more time to succeed. So, you know, an Arne Slot as an example. Yeah, you've done well in whatever you've gone and done. This is now your next step. Cool. We're gonna give you time. It's not gonna be a 3 year a season and you're gone. It's not gonna be that. You're looking at Vincent Kompany prior to obviously the Burnley's being relegated with Burnley. Had a really, really good stint at Burnley, and then Anderlecht done really, really well. Bayern Munich are looking at it. I like, okay, can this guy over the next? It's not this next coming season where we're looking at, you know, we need to win everything. In the 2-3 years after that, how good is Vincent Kompany going to be? How good is Arne Slot going to be in 2-3 years' time? How good is Franesca or whatever his name is, the Chelsea brother? How good is he going to be?
Maresca.
Yeah, Maresca. How good is he going to be in the next 2-3 years' time? Because you can't, with the way the football is now, you cannot be in a situation where you're doing what Abramovich did. You're doing what Barca were doing for ages. Tito Villanova, you cut, yeah, bring in next man, yeah, you cut, you're dead, yeah, bring in this person. Do you know what I mean? Like they're bringing in so many managers, it hasn't resulted in any success, any sustained success anyway. The teams that have shown sustained success, Pep Guardiola, Man City, the players that obviously is unattached, mad, but obviously, the teams that have shown the most success are the teams that have had the most consistency. Even you go to look at Real Madrid, it's Ancelotti that's been there for a while now. He hasn't been there for a season. You go and look at what Klopp did. He's been there for a while. You go and look at Pep Guardiola. He's been there for a while. It hasn't been one season and bounce. So you have to take a different approach to it. So the likes of Diego Simeone, the likes of Luis Enrique, the likes of Sarri, the likes of Ranieri, the likes of all these names that are still about in football, they're not vital. Like Jose Mourinho, he's having to go to Fenerbahce.
That's crazy.
No, but this is what I'm saying. He's having to go to Fenerbahce. So it's, I don't know, man. I think, I don't know if I'll call it transition. I just think clubs are looking at it differently now and realizing that the gap between managers isn't as great as people try and make out. Like the gap between a Ten Hag and a Slot and a company, regardless where you want to position them, isn't as big as people want to go and make out. There's a massive disparity between Guardiola and Klopp, of course, because of what they've done, and fine. But the rest of the managers, there's not a difference. Like you had Sarri in there. What did Sarri do much better than Lampard did? Like, let's be honest, when he was at Chelsea, no, he didn't. So it's like, no, but he didn't, innit? So it's like factually,
no,
I know. Yeah. It's like, what do you do in it? Like, how do you look about it? Conte, did he do much better than Mourinho? Like, when you look at it, like everything's all flimsy, innit? It's like, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Big up the chat anyway. Big up the chat.
No. Big up the chat, man. Every single time Liverpool's in talks with Ramsdale as a Keller replacement. Yeah, if you think Ramsdale's,
that's bullshit.
Listen, if you think Ramsdale's going to come in and not kick up noise when he ain't playing, brother, I don't see that happening at all. But it's interesting what Jerry was saying though, because it just goes back to everything I've always said about like these managers, and it's not to critique them. It's not to get onto them. Like, listen, everyone's gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. Like, they're gonna either do well or they're not gonna do well. I guess it's only really one way, one or two ways, sorry, to look at it, right? They're either gonna, succeed in whatever their targets are, or they're gonna just fail. But as Jerry said, it's all in the same pool though. De Zerbi, like all of these guys are all Amarim. They're all in the same. They're all on the same table. Like, as you said, you can obviously place such and such higher. Yeah, fair enough. That's cool. But they're all on the same table. They're all eating together in the canteen. So it's not like they're in a position where, as you say, Pep Guardiola's over here. Klopp's like Pep Guardiola's got his own table. Klopp's got his own table, and then Arteta's maybe at the head of these meaty guys, like all of these other, not meaty guys, all of these other guys. He's just at the head maybe of that table. And that's not even down to his achievements. That's purely down to what we think is going to happen with Mikel Arteta. Even though I think he's a really, really good manager, ultimately he hasn't proven anything in the game because he hasn't won anything. No, sorry, he's won an FA Cup. So let me take that back. He's won an FA Cup. But outside of that, that's it. So even some of these other guys might be looking at him thinking, hold on a minute, at least I've won such and such. Alonso might look at him and feel like, brother, at least I've won a title. You know what I mean? At least I've won a title in my country. You know what I mean? You haven't done that. So they're all relatively the same. So that's why I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe this season coming up, which is probably why I'm actually so excited to get this season started, is I feel like this season, outside of Pep Guardiola and maybe an Arteta, purely because of stability in the Premier League anyway, I feel like it's going to be relatively competitive around most of these leagues, these top 5 leagues anyway. I can't speak for all these other leagues, but in terms of the top 5 leagues, looking at some of the manager business that some of these guys are doing, it looks like it should be relatively competitive because, again, outside of Arteta and the Pep Guardiola, who will be the two constants because of just their teams that they've currently got, the stability that they've got within their teams and their clubs, everyone else is, and maybe an Unai Emery, like he's got some level of stability, but even him, the squad might not be that as good enough, right? But everyone else is kind of chopping and changing, and that's obviously just in England, Spain, Germany, Italy, France. Like, things are changing so much, and you're not being able to just say, all right, I want Ancelotti for like 2 years. Oh, let me go grab a Pep Guardiola. Let me go see if Jurgen Klopp's available. Let me go get Zidane. These guys are not moving or or don't want to manage at this moment in time. In the case of someone like a Zidane, don't want to manage. He's like, nah, I'm good. There's nothing out there that really, tickles my fancy, so to speak. So now what do? We're going to have to look at the next pool of guys. Now, by the way, all of these guys at some point in the next 10 years will be the main guys, by the way, obviously, because all the old guys are going to start fading out. So Mourinho fading out, Simeone, maybe not fading out, but it's like
no one's discussing him. No one.
Yeah, which is weird, which is so weird.
He's not an option for anyone. Conte isn't an option for anyone. Like, these brothers that we're talking about, like Allegri. Remember Allegri? I remember Arsenal fans
Arsenal, they wanted Allegri. Yeah.
Where's Allegri, bro? These brothers are nowhere to.
Man got sacked by Juventus not too long ago. Actually, I just see that.
That's what I'm saying. They're nowhere to be seen. Like, they're not. The clubs aren't looking at them. Do you know what I mean? They're not. They're not viable options for these clubs. What's crazy about it as well? You see, when Ancelotti was at Everton, was anyone going and calling him one of the best managers in the world? You see how fickle football is. When he was there, I was arguing with man, telling him, you know what? I like what Ancelotti do. I like Ancelotti. I like him. Like, man were like, nah, man, he's washed. He's finished. He's at Everton. He's finished. Man goes on a hiatus, goes to Real Madrid after that. And now look. And at the same time, when he went to Real Madrid, people were like, what? Why are they getting the Everton manager? Why are Real Madrid getting the Everton manager? Come fast forward 4 or 5 years, man are saying now he's the best manager in the world. It's crazy.
I think with someone like an Ancelotti, it's like he strikes me as someone who, by the way, I really don't get the Everton stint anyway. Like, when I look at his portfolio, that one, I feel like that one might just have been for his. He was doing the favor. I almost feel like he was doing a favor for the owners. It was like, you know what? I'm kind of chilling anyway, Let me just see what I can.
I remember at Napoli, I think did he get sacked from Napoli? He got sacked.
Did he get sacked from?
Bro, he had to start again, bro. He had to start again. Like he weren't. No one was looking at Ancelotti. I remember people were laughing, saying, "Ha ha! Remember we wanted Ancelotti. Remember FSG wanted Ancelotti. Ah,
Yeah.
how we do? I mean, how we were. We survived that one. Imagine we got Ancelotti instead of Klopp. We would have been finished. Yeah, that was the narrative. It's crazy.
Nah, he's bro, I even fully forgot that he was even at Napoli. You know, he was only there for one season. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, and yeah, he goes back to Real Madrid. But it's so funny because it's like everyone knew that he was going to go back to Real Madrid when they needed a manager. When I don't know who, can't remember who the manager was at the time. Was it Zidane? Maybe it might have been Zidane, and he just wasn't going to sign.
Lopetegui.
Was it Lopetegui? Okay, cool. Whoever it was at the time, was it Lopetegui? Oh, cool.
Well,
but
I know there
was
was a manager there. I know there was a manager there. Sorry. I know there was a manager there that like he was there for like a month, and they told him to cut.
Oh,
Or was that
whoever
Lopetegui?
it was,
Was that
like,
the Spain manager? No, maybe it was Zidane. Maybe it was Zidane. Maybe it was Zidane. Maybe you're
yeah,
right.
I feel like it
thinking of the
was.
Spanish
I feel like it.
team.
Yeah, the national team. But I feel like whoever it was just funny at that moment in time when it's almost like we knew that when Real Madrid were like, yeah, we want a new manager. It's like man just knew, yeah, Ancelotti's just gonna go back there. And I mean, he's been there before. He's done a thing there, whatever, blah blah blah. And at that time, I felt like it was just more about consolidation for them. Getting a good manager anyway, someone who knows the club, someone who knows some of the players. Like it felt like it was an easier kind of thing for him to kind of do. But then when he went back there, of course, now the conversations are, yo, he's one of this, that, and the third, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But even though people like to take the context, even though people like to add too much context, should I say, not even take away, they're adding too much. Like they're like, yeah, but look at the teams that he's had. Like, oh, he should be winning the Champions League, and if anything, he should actually have more Champions Leagues because obviously he's had the AC Milan, one of the greatest AC Milan sides of this century, or if not the greatest. He's had Real Madrid sides. He's had all of these kind of. I'm like, brother, it don't even work like that. Like if it did work like that, then football would be so a lot more simpler. You know what I'm trying to say? But it doesn't really work like that. You feel me? But listen, man, it is what it is, and I do think when it does come to the manager side of things, like I said, I think everybody's now fighting on the same kind of level. I think we are, reaching that kind of stage where, outside of Pep Guardiola, as I said before, and outside of the Mikel Artetas in the Premier League anyway, everyone else is like, oh, okay. And again, you are looking at the other managers like an Unai Emery, like who else is even there? That's heck, you're even looking at a Sean Dyche and saying, you know what, actually, Sean Dyche, yeah, he's going to offer us some level of stability. That's the best that we can potentially offer everything right now is Sean Dyche is going to offer us that at the bare minimum. That might give us a slight edge over some of these teams. Big up Steve in the building, bro. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm chilling. Just got out of work literally 5 seconds ago, so I'm chilling, man.
Come. Love for joining in. Yeah, man, let me get your thoughts, obviously, with this whole manager merry-go-round. Sorry, people, I'm just trying to sort out a few bits back here. But yeah, let me know what your kind of thoughts are on this whole manager merry-go-round and, et cetera, et cetera.
You know what it is, bro? It is. It's 1,000%. It's the changing of the guard, bro.
I hear it.
You know what it is also? It's all, and I like it because I like football and I like seeing guys in lower divisions and all this shit get chances at a big level because they do show talent, but sometimes they go their whole career unrecognized sort of thing. Um, I like the fact they get a chance, man. I like the fact they get a chance. I think also what it does is these clubs, I think they want to know what the scouts are made of. Like,
Yeah, facts.
how good are you at your job? Are you really that good? Or do we need to get someone better? Or you deserve a raise. You know what I'm saying? So, I like it, man. I like it. It's refreshing, to be honest. So,
Nah, I feel you on that. I actually feel you on that. It's like I said, man. Maybe everyone's like Steve is saying there. Maybe everyone's just trying to test their eye. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like trying to put themselves in a position whereby, as Jerry mentioned before, in a few seasons' time, I'm not looking at Vincent Company and saying, "Oh, he needs to win today." I'm not looking at a Maresca. Chelsea one is a bit difficult because I don't know what it is that they want or that they're looking for, so I can't even really judge on that one. But when I'm just looking at some of these other clubs and some of these other teams, I am looking at it thinking maybe it is a project. Like they are generally trying to have a project. Liverpool with Slot, we don't need you to win the Premier League next season. That's not what we're looking for from you. But we have that in 2 seasons time, in 3 seasons time. I think he signed a 3-year deal. We want you to have won or at least be a lot closer to winning the Premier League. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like than you were when you first kind of joined in. So again, the company one is the interesting one because I like his football. I actually really like his football. Do you know what I'm saying? So when people are like, "Oh my goodness, we got relegated," I'm like, I hear it. Listen. You're right. Factually, yes, he got relegated with Burnley.
But that's easy analysis.
Exactly.
If I told my mother, who don't watch football, she'll watch if I'm watching an international game or Germany are playing. If I told her the bottom 3 teams in this league get relegated, and I said that coach, then she could be like, "So Bayern are hiring a coach that got relegated." It's easy analysis, really. Yeah. But that's where the eye test merchants like myself, I'm a fully admitted, proud eye test sexual in the building. I'm proudly that. Because that's how you recognize talent. You have to watch it, and you back it up with the stats and data. That's good, but you need both sides of it. And so, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what he could do. If he fails, he fails. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what? It's also one of those where it's like, I don't expect Bayern Munich to win the title, even if we hired whoever outside of Pep.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I don't. No. And I'm going to make a video about it this summer. I think the Bundesliga, hands down, is going to be the most competitive at the top for the champion spot. I think 3, 4, 5 teams possibly have squads, managers, and projects that might be finally coming through fruition. So I think it's going to be phenomenal to watch as a football fan, but as a Bayern fan, I'm not really expecting us to reclaim that throne.
No. I hear it. Michael Leon Clock, 3 league titles in 24 seasons as manager. Is that an elite manager?
It's very good and it's better than most.
I'll let Steve and Jerry answer that question. I've already done my video on Klopp. I feel like I'd just be crashing it on him for the next 40 minutes if I was to go down that kind of route. Jerry, when you look at that, if I told you that this manager has 3 league titles in 24 seasons and I ran through the teams that he's obviously managed as well, would you call that manager an elite manager? Is he there?
It could definitely be better, but then you're also saying that's just leagues. What about cups?
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I guess it just depends on... Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to, and it also depends on how you want to look at it and etc. Obviously, there's context and stuff like that. So, but if I just gave you a sheet of paper and I said to you, "All right, this is this is everybody's managerial at at professional level, right? And this is all everything that they've done." And I just gave you, all right, he's only won 3 league titles in that time, and I didn't tell you how many cups or anything like that. I just said he's got the 3 league titles. Yeah, would I call it elite? In comparison, I'd end up comparing it to others and just be like, well, no, in comparison to these guys, no. But if you maybe added more context, I might be like, well, he managed at Mainz. So, that you take off however many years that was. Then you go to the Dortmund side, and it's only really from the Dortmund to the end of Liverpool that I'd probably be judging him more so. And it's not like he took over both teams who were ready to compete straight away. Again, that's what I said. Like it did, but Michael, like I said, Corleone, the boss. You know what I'm saying? Don't shoot me. But I hear what you're saying in terms of that question, because the reality is maybe on the face of it, not really. But it is what it is. If Neymar was still in Big Up Kai, if Neymar was still in Europe, would he be considered the best player in the world at the moment? No. Because you still got Vinny.
He can't ever stay fit. I think he's the most naturally gifted footballer I've seen since 2000. I've been watching since 2014. I think you could argue he might be just slightly a little bit more naturally gifted than Messi. Whatever. He's top 3 bare minimum for just talent alone. Dude he couldn't stay fit and especially at the right times. Whenever Paris Saint-Germain would have those UCL knockout games in February. There'd be an injury or a visit to the sister's house for a birthday or something. Like availability, man. But yeah, Neymar would still be considered a top player, but like not the outright best. No.
Yeah. Naturally, Steve's right. Naturally talented, yeah, he's number one. Like I don't even think anyone's even naturally close to that. But if you're talking about the player himself, nah. And even now, anyway, even if he was, unless he would have to be at like his ultimate best, purely because you've got Vinny Jr., the Mbappes, like these kind of guys they are still around, guys. You know what I mean? So I don't know what that would, necessarily look like. And what team is he at? Is he at PSG? Because if so, then maybe not. Like, there's too many variances, and I just think that maybe, he wouldn't. By the way, people, it wasn't me who asked the question. You're not getting like I didn't ask the question. Michael did. Michael asked the question, man. He asked about Klopp. I'm just giving thoughts. Johnny V. Klopp was at Mainz, no chance of winning. Dortmund had no chance when he took over. Then he faces the mighty Man City. Yeah, that's what I say. Like you'd have to break it down into the periods of when the teams were good enough to start winning, then calculate it. So I couldn't calculate, I wouldn't even calculate the full 24 seasons. I would have to be like, all right, I'm only going to calculate, let's say, from 2018-19 Liverpool until now, the 23-24 season. I'd say take those years, and those are the years that I'm going to judge him by in terms of trying to win a Premier League title.
No, but then, but do you know what it is though? But do you know what it is though? Is you get to a situation then where, all right, which was Klopp supposed to win at Liverpool? He's facing Man City. Was Klopp supposed to win that thing? It's like at one point you just got to be like, well, you either win or you don't, innit? Like whether you win, win with this team, because otherwise, then you can start. This is my point. When you look at managers, I don't want to hear then. Oh, I don't want De Zerbi. I don't want Arne Slot because he hasn't won anything like that. I don't want this player. I don't want Company because Company's only won the championship with record number of points, but I don't and playing a mad style of football. But I don't want that because he hasn't won anything. What's he supposed to do at Burnley? What are these managers supposed to do at these teams? And maybe that's more like where your conversations. Obviously, we're having this conversation. Maybe that's what we need to go and look at is apply some context in terms of as a manager. Although the ultimate goal is to win, the manager is not the sole reason as to why a club wins. It's the players, it's the structure, it's opportunity, it's the environment created for you to go and win. It's not solely manager comes in and you win. If that makes sense, it can't just be that, because if Jurgen Klopp was told, you know what, the most you can ever spend on a player is 20 million or 30 million. Well, guess what? You ain't getting Alisson and you ain't getting Virgil van Dijk. And that means you're probably not winning the league. Do you know what I mean?
You found Alisson in Brazil.
That's what I'm saying. So when you're now looking at it, it's like the content is completely different. It's completely different in terms of who, like when we're talking about managers and if this manager's good.
Hey, you go to that jail Wi-Fi again,
the
bro.
gap between these managers is that massive. It's mad. He's looking at it from the coach's perspective. Am I cutting out again?
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. Like, I thought you came out of bin. You know what I mean? I thought it was all blessed, but clearly not, man. I don't know if you can hear me.
This is bullshit.
Big up Savage.
This is bullshit.
Big up Savage in the building, bro.
Big on the man, then. Everyone good, yeah?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? You know the vibe.
Congrats on your win.
Already.
Hey, come on, bro. Come on. Gee,
Savage was winning regardless. He was winning regardless. Like there was no losing for him. Like if Dortmund win, he's happy. If Roma did win, he's win.
Congratulations on your loss.
Yeah, literally.
I appreciate it, but you don't like that.
Literally, bro. Literally. But obviously, big up.
My bad. 2 seconds. Do you know what I've clocked? Anytime someone gets in the chat, it's like my phone, it's like my computer doesn't agree with it. It's like my computer only wants me to stream with G. Anyone else, it just cancels. My connection goes wild because everything was fine. Everything was fine.
I thought, I mean, it's, bruv, like, don't you learn your lesson when you go jail? Like, usually people learn their lesson or they attempt. But fair enough. If you ain't listening, you ain't listening. But now, just quickly before I get Savage's thoughts, obviously behind today's topic, even just really, again, It's just more on that, because I see obviously everyone's getting all in a hissy fit about the whole Klopp thing. Look, the reality is, listen, judge it how you want to judge it. Again, it's all up to you guys, and you know, you can think however you want to think. Listen, I don't really care. He's not here anymore anyway, so he's not really my business. But I think for me, yeah, the reality is, I don't know if I wouldn't be judging him on like his time at Mainz and be like, oh right, okay, well he needs to have won something, because it's the same thing with like a Vincent Kompany at Burnley. I'm like, I don't expect you to win anything, so it's going to be a different context that I'm judging you by. I'm not judging you by that same kind of context. Like I said, I'd have to chop it up into years with him, i.e., like the time, like I said, 2018-19 Liverpool to now. That's how I would judge him in terms of a title too. Obviously, if we're talking just in a general sense, that's when I'm going to bring everything in. But if we're just talking purely title talk, I can't judge Liverpool before that, because we weren't in a title like challenging place at that point.
But on that, then maybe Steve will know. What did Klopp do at Mainz?
What
Didn't he
Klopp
get them
did
promoted?
at Mainz was he picked up Mainz when they were in the Zweite Bundesliga, the second tier. Got them, I believe
Promoted.
his first season got them promoted. Then the next season, I believe they went straight back down. I then think he went straight back up. And then he kept them there for a season or two, and then Dortmund were like, "All right, we'll have a bit of you."
That's because he's got relegation on his hands.
So cool.
I believe that's roughly how it went down.
Roughly, yeah. So
he's been promoted, relegated, promoted.
So
and promoted again.
He was a player before he took over, like the week before. He didn't.
He was a player when that happened, but cool.
He wasn't a super high level player, but yeah.
But what I'm saying is cool. So this is the point. So a club like Borussia Dortmund clearly see there's more to picking up a guy like Klopp, right?
Yes.
Yeah, without the manager winning a damn thing. That sounds like exactly what Vincent Kompany's done.
Yes.
I got promoted, and he got promoted with record points, playing a mad style of football, got them relegated. He hasn't decided to go promoted. The club have just seen, you know what, we're going to go and take a punt on this brother. So, and what my point is you go and look at like Chelsea fans or even at Liverpool fans. Imagine we had gone and got like a company, or we went and got Maresca, or we went and got O'Neill or something like that. People would have been up in arms. Yet you're praising, you're going to praise Klopp and praise and praise him for being at Dortmund, and then caveat it by saying, but what's he supposed to do at Mainz? What is Klopp supposed to do at Mainz?
It's a bit of a weird one.
You're right. Nobody will ever offer Kompany the what was he supposed to do at Burnley thing.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is maybe, like I said, I've been out of touch of football and all this whole community. So when I'm coaching now and I see it, maybe we need to go and look at the things that, in regards to coaching, remember, there's only one title that you can win in it. Like when you're looking at a Premier League title, there's only one man can win it. Only one man can win it. There has to be more factors that contribute to you being a top manager, as opposed to just winning the damn thing. Because otherwise, it's just you're talking Guardiola, Klopp in the recent years, and Ancelotti, and that's it.
Perfect example is Roger Schmidt at Benfica. Started off the first half of last season exceptional. Grimaldo, Enzo Fernandez, Otamendi, Antonio Silva, all these guys, Gonzalo Ramos, before we had Di Maria, but we was cooking everybody in the Champions League group as well. Did the double on Juventus, got 2 draws versus PSG, and then beat Maccabi Haifa twice, finished top of the group. All of a sudden, Enzo Fernandez leaves. We struggle in that second half of the season. Schmidt still wins the league title, but barely. Then we bring to this season, dreadful. Schmidt has a league title, but would I take Roger Schmidt at Bayern München? God, no. Hell no. Because I've seen this guy absolutely collapse and fail at Benfica when 3 players leave. 3 players made his whole damn system. And all of a sudden I'm seeing bunch of nonsense.
No, but Steve, and that's what I get. But what I'm trying to say is that then I could caveat that by saying, well, if he was at Dortmund, he wouldn't be losing those 3 players. The likes of Musiala, whatever midfielder he was touching there, Musiala, Kimmich, and whoever. whoever, Sane, they're not leaving.
Harry
So
Kane.
he's going to be able to go and keep them. And this is my point, is that there are so many factors, I think, that contribute to a manager being a good manager. I don't think the gap is as big as people want to go and make
It's
out.
not.
I don't even
No,
know
I
what man
agree
you're talking about, bro. I'm just trying to listen. I don't know what it's.
Oh, about no, it's G was asking whether
Klopp thing.
managers it was in general. I know we talk about Klopp, but in general, whether managers, where we're in the transition, and whether obviously the managers are
Yeah.
how rated are certain managers? So because obviously now a lot of the managers that are being picked up, they haven't won anything necessarily of note. It's not like the Champions League
The
winners
young
and all
up
of
and
that.
coming.
Yeah, they're on the route there. And what I'm trying to say is, yeah, but majority of managers will be on the route, innit? Like when you
Oh yeah,
even
I
think
agree.
about it.
I agree. The gap's not that big.
Like even like when you go look at Klopp, when Borussia Dortmund took a punt on him, who was he?
Yeah,
He was a
it's true.
Mainz manager.
Yeah. And I think, and Savage, over to you. Obviously, I know you've just kind of jumped into this cesspit of just
No, I
madness.
was listening. There was only a gap for like 2 minutes because I ran straight in from the gym and then just threw everything off and fed my dog and jumped on, bro. But I just don't know how it ended up on Klopp, bro. It's getting ridiculous now, bro. Like,
No, it's bro, and big up. Like this is what I said. I knew big up Michael Coolio because you're the one who threw the nuke in the
I don't even
flipping chat.
understand why anyone cares about his legacy. It's not even a real thing, bro. It's so subjective. If you
Yeah,
like
exactly.
him, you think he's got legacy safe, and if you don't, you don't. And none of you are gonna get a medal for it, bro. So get over it, man. You know what I mean? The ex-girlfriend left you, bro. It's done. It's over with.
No, it's true. But let me get your thoughts quickly before we move on to the player side of thing, and I definitely want your take on that. But when we're looking at the whole manager side of thing, are we looking at it right now that football does look like, or in your opinion, should I say, is it in a transition with 100%. All of it? You forget the quality of managers, just the fact that there's so many managers moving from club to club, and this, that, and the third.
100%, and I think it feels weirder to all of us. It's because it's kind of the first time it's happened while we've been alive. That's why this is not new. This happened in the 80s and early 90s and stuff like that. But obviously we weren't kept to it, and obviously there weren't social media giving us all the info and that. You just turn up when your manager's gone on the front of the newspaper. You got a new manager, bro. You know what I mean? And man ain't trying to argue where this geezer comes from and all that business. Now it's like, yeah, man, the transition in football as a whole started probably last season. Once Saudi came about and all the big players left, you seen them trickle out real quick, and that, like, Benzema won the Ballon d'Or next season, Saudi, bro. So it's like
for real.
All the big players left. It left this pool of players where at the moment I don't think they're at the level of the ones previous. Doesn't mean they're never gonna get to it. I just don't think it's the same level. Remember, I made that point to you when I always said that point to you, and that if Haaland and Mbappe are supposed to be the best players in the world, then football's kind of in the mud a little bit, because not that they're shit. It's just that can't be the pinnacle of football, bro. Because I can see too much flaws in both of their games, bro. So, you know what I mean? When we were talking before, previously, the players that you would have called the best in the world, bro, you were trying to find the flaws in their game. You're trying to find flaws in Messi. You know what I mean? Man were picking at Ronaldo's arrogant. That's his flaw.
You know, like that. That's the flaw.
He celebrates with his top off. It's annoying. Okay, but how good's he at football? So now it's just happening with the managers, and obviously there was an early era when Ferguson came into Man U and then Wenger came to Arsenal, and Wenger was kind of like unknown to certain people because of where he was managing prior to when he got to Arsenal, and that's what everyone's in at the moment. They went through that and they ended up fine on it. So I kind of agree with you, man. It looks weird because Bayern Munich's gone and got company, and it's more the fact that Burnley got relegated than anything. But that's not the main thing for them people bringing him in, bro. They're looking at the style of play, what he done at Anderlecht as well. You know what I mean? And it's just unfortunate. I said at the beginning of the season when I was dealing with Ends, because you're trying to argue me, I said like, company's going to get relegated, bro. I could, because I'm like, he's not going to change the way he's playing football. He has to learn how to adapt and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean he's going to be a terrible manager. Plenty of managers have been relegated before, done rubbish, and then gone on to do great. And yeah, I think it seems like it's going to be more style over substance, bro. Because
that's
I
what
feel
Jerry's
like,
saying as well.
Yeah, it's style over substance, because as long as you get Champions League football, and you can improve your commercial revenue, that's the main thing what matters in football now. It's quite honestly, because I heard earlier when you were speaking, you said the one what confuses you is Chelsea because you just don't know where they're going. You need to look at their owner, bruv. Like they've been trying to take it down the NFL route for a minute, bruv. The bin
Yeah, I
trying.
think someone mentioned that actually.
And so when you're looking at NFL and all the young coaches popping up and that, and Belichick's just moved on and all that, bro, that's exactly what's happening. But the commercial revenue's there, bro. You have man them who ain't won the World Series and that for 60 odd years and that in the MLS, bro. But you've got man are walking around with their baseball cap on in England. You don't know who the man just see the logo and that and like, oh, I like that cap. Commercial revenue, bro. That's all it is. I remember there was talking FSG. There's an article on them a while ago, and they were talking about
come like the Raiders, boy. You said I got the Raiders cap.
Yeah,
I don't care two shits about the Raiders. I can tell you anything.
They're not even in Oakland anymore.
Yeah.
It was like Easy and that were walking around with the hat because it was in LA, bro. Like, and now they're not even there. So
like Easy E.
Lakers. These times, when's the last time? You know what I mean? Like, it's been a hot second.
That's my point.
Da Bears. You know what I'm saying?
They were trying to get like the they was talking about trying to get the Liver Bird. Like they was talking about it in comparison to the Yankees logo in it, because New York Yankees is probably the most famous one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the biggest brand in the world.
It's the biggest brand, bro. It's the biggest brand. I only got it because I like the color, by the way. I like blue. That was the
point. That's why LeBron got involved, and that's why LeBron was walking. You see him before Lakers games. Sometimes you just have a Liverpool top on, bro, warming up. But that was the point. They're trying to get the look. So as long as your team can do that now, and you're gonna get that with exciting football and social media and TikTok with the kids and there's techie ballers and that. I don't care if they're winning the league, wherever it's gonna work for them, and that's what's gonna happen. And that's why it seems like it's all disciples of Pep Guardiola, bro, because most people think he plays the best kind of football.
So
you know what I
mean?
That's why you go look at PSG and even like their brand with Jordan and that. You go to New York, people are rocking PSG tops, you know.
Yeah, bro, I've seen bare Americans rocking PSG.
Their tracksuits are the coldest, bro.
Yeah, brother, they called us. Yeah, of course, they're serious. They're serious.
You know how many men are walking around with Inter Miami tops on, bro? Inter Miami's not even been a team that long, bro. Never mind, they've not even been a team that long, bro. My son's got bare the kits and that, bro. Like
Savage in Primark, they have when you go to Primark. I was there the other day. They've got the obviously it's not the official kit on anything, but it's like
the official club. It's the club store one.
Club merch, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. It's in Primark. I was like, Primark.
Primark's got like Chicago Bulls and Lakers and all that in there.
Yeah. Hey, listen, guys, if you need to go Primark,
honestly, that's it. Like people won't like it and stuff like that, but them man have been trying to force that for a while. You know what I mean? Like, because if you're coming from a different country. I don't really like when people take the piss and go, oh, yeah, you Yanks, you don't know what you're on about, blah, blah, blah. No, they know what they're talking about, bro. No, they're just trying to understand the sport like you're trying to understand their sport. And they don't understand certain things. Like, why are people not coming to football matches just for vibes, bro? Like, you're just coming to watch football, bro, for one goal. When basketball, they can get up to 100 and whatever points, bro. They don't get it, bro. That's why you see at, like, basketball games, there's bare things, bro.
Bro, that's what, bro. Bare
man,
things come to.
They've got a halftime. They've got a halftime show when things are flashing
bro.
and that.
Hey, I need to go to a basketball game.
Bro, when was the last time you seen? When was the last time you seen Rihanna next to like Steve Coppell on the dugout and that? You did.
I ain't never seen that, bro.
And that's what it is.
You're seeing Jay-Z begging for. You're seeing Jay-Z begging for a picture of Vinicius instead.
I saw it. Closest you're getting. It's getting to that point now, bro. Like when Villa were playing against Liverpool, they kept pointing out that Tom Hanks was there, and they kept zooming in. Forrest Gump's here, blood. But he should have had him on the sideline, bro.
But that's why I like American sports. Like they're like big up Steve, man. By the way, Steve, just quickly before we continue, swear you can drive with no seatbelt on.
Yeah. I'm in the only one in the U.S., New Hampshire. Everybody.
Hey, look.
Bro,
hey, be safe, my bro. That's what I'm asking. Just be safe.
How many I've gotten into 0 car wrecks in my life.
Yeah, you see, you sound like one of them guys. I've never been in an accident.
I am one of those guys. Yeah.
No, Steve. Look, I'm asking you, please. Like, okay, just for me, just for this stream, I beg you, just put your seatbelt on, bro. Please. Like, that's all I'm asking. I care about your safety. I'm not trying to see anything happen. Just please, bro, put the seatbelt on, please. Man said. Nah, I don't even need a seatbelt. What's the point?
What's the point? The dashboard will save me.
The dashboard, bro. Nah.
The airbag's on. The airbag's on.
But yeah,
go on. Sorry, Savage.
I believe that's what it is, bro. Obviously, that's the aim of the game to get towards that, bro. I mean, that's why they tried to bring in like first wage caps and all that. That's what they're trying to go down these routes, bro, because it makes sense for sports, bro. And obviously, England is a traditional country, innit?
Yeah,
that's lost most of its tradition, so they're trying to hang on to every little bit. I get it, because some things I'm like, nah, I like the tradition of this and that. But then I'm like, yo, I'm watching the FA
We
Cup.
both
I
copy
don't,
each other off each other's homework.
of course, but sometimes we're watching the FA Cup and that, bruv. I don't really care about seeing Prince William there. Like, he looks bored.
Yeah, real talk.
He supports Villa, bruv. So all the time he's looking at, man. He's like, I don't like you. Like, anyway, bruv. Yeah, I mean, all it is football needs to get it right. And once they do that, I actually said it to my son. Was watching the ceremony starting for the Champions League final. I said to my son, bruv, when it's the Super Bowl, man, I've got like the big advertisement that I always have some celebrity like The Rock or someone announcing, man. And the man are running out through flames and LED boards, and they're announcing one player at a time, and they've all got their own personalities. And one came out with sunglasses, one came out Millie rocking. Bruv, it's cold, bruv.
They do that in NBA, like when they've just like, especially when they've just won or something like that, and they're showing off their rings and that. Like,
94 and that, when they got the fucking they got the bull in the LED lights and coming to the stage, Michael Jordan, and he's in the white tracksuit, and everyone's bopping out. Yeah, man, you gotta make it an event, bruv. You know what I mean?
No, facts.
They're actually late to the party. They're very late to the party. They will get there one day. And man, they're gonna say, "Why didn't you do this earlier?" They should have done it when Ronaldinho and that was around, bruv.
Yeah.
When all the Nike adverts are flying around, that's when you should have started it, bro. But hey, that's
you had another chance when you had Ronaldo and Messi, bro. You had another
when
chance.
Exactly. But it just, I feel like all of that kind of stuff, yeah. And now I want to move on to like the player side of things, like in terms of how we look at the quality of players that we've got, you know what I mean, on show. And this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like when we're obviously, all we can do is compare, right? Like that's the only way we can really maybe look at some of this, you know, kind of thing. And again, we will apply context because of inflation and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I'm not trying to, you know, I mean, be blind to all that. But when I look at it, I'm just like this is a list, right? Of the top. I've got the top 20, but this is the top 10 right here. The top 10 most valuable players, just their market value at this current moment in time, as of today's date, right? So you got Jude Bellingham, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, Phil Foden, Vinicius, Bukayo Saka, Verts, Musiala, Declan Rice, Rodri. Now, all of them play for one of the better teams in Europe, right? But when we look at the quality level in comparison, now again, inflation and all of that kind of stuff is going to play a major factor. I get all of that. But when I looked at this, I was like, I do think they're good players, 100%. And this is obviously from, this is like, I think from 21 this is from, 11 to 20. When I'm looking at these players, I'm like, like they're good players. Like they're not bad, you know. Lautaro Martinez, Victor Osimhen.
Martinez sucks, bro. Carry on.
You've been saying that for a minute.
Camavinga, man.
Camavinga's in there. Julian Alvarez. Like, these are good players in today's day. But if I went through a list from, because it wouldn't let me, it wouldn't come up on the thing. But if I tried to find one from, I don't know, like 2000 and even just like a 2010 or something like that, I feel like the quality of player you would see then, you'd be like, rah, like, this is the top 20. Like, you'd look at the players and automatically you'd be like, this player deserves it. This player deserves it. Like, this is even from 2014. Like, when we're looking at players.
Funny you just said that, because I was just about to say Fabregas better than all of them.
Yeah, Fabregas. But do you know what it is? But do you know what it is though? Well, one thing I would say, is I was speaking to like a couple people like on the weekend. There's a tournament. I was speaking to a couple people. Now, when they're talking about the players, they're like older than this. Like their generation was. Was Seedorf was the lot with the young G's, but you had like Platini, them man, like 70s and 80s, right? Yeah. They'll tell you that these brothers have nothing compared to them, man. You then have us that grew up in this generation telling these guys they're nothing compared to us. The younger kids, they think Bellingham, they think Mbappe, they think Haaland they can't believe it. They cannot believe it. Like, they're rocking their tops. And they're viewing these players better than them. I think there's definitely an argument to say a few of these brothers are like, will transcend generations. But remember, this is what we grew up seeing, innit? This is what we grew up seeing.
You're 100% right.
When we look at it, the younger kids, and this is what I'm saying, like younger kids, you go and look at like 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, they're like, what? Vinicius of a Bell's dead, man. Vinicius is way better than him. Like, that's the conversation I'm having with the kids. Like, and they're like, you're old. They're like,
see Jerry fighting with these little kids, boy.
and I'm fighting with them, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't even know about this, man. You know about Fabregas? Like, I'm there, and I'm like, oh, you see, Fabregas would do this, and they're like, who's Fabregas? They're saying who's Fabregas, and I'm having to go, you know what,
Fabregas in
cool.
Are you mad? You want to get me
I'm
mad?
having to find the equivalent of no, exactly. But what that's my point. Or like Javi, they're like, what Javi? What Alonso, the manager? Like that's for them. This is their generation, isn't it? So when they look at Bellingham, when they're looking at Vinicius, when they're looking at these brothers, those are their goats, isn't it? These are going to be their goats. So by the time they're 20, 30 years old, Bellingham's at the end of his career, and we're looking at him the same way we're looking like a De Bruyne.
Yeah.
But you know, like the older generation probably say De Bruyne isn't as good as next man. Whereas we're saying that De Bruyne is the best midfielder in
And you know what that is, bro?
It's a generational thing, I think.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
Now the thing is, Jerry's right, but I just think like this particular generation are in the mud anyway, bro. Like they're actually in the mud because even if you take it away from football, everything they see they think is the best. It's kind of average, bro. That's not us being old men. It's shit.
No, but the generation older than us say the same thing though. They say the exact same thing about everything, whether it's music, whether it's this. They all tell us, nah, man, back in my day it was better. This is nothing. This is average. Even those rapidly,
nostalgia, man.
I said rapidly, you know, fucking.
No, we're talking about them, G. They're the ones that are like, nah, it's Big Pun and Big L. Like, they're the best ones.
No, you're right. But you know what it is? The generation, they're closer together now. The gap where the olders who were oldest to us were talking about their music and this being better. There were a lot, bro. Like the gap was bigger, bro. The gap's only small now. 10 years is tiny, bro.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true.
It's getting smaller, bro. But remember, it's a micro society now, so everything's quick, bro. Everything fast. Like even bro. I know because even content creators don't last long anymore. Whoever's the favorite content creator today, bro, in 3 years, it will be somebody else. And like, oh, I remember my man Speed. He's old now, bro. He's trash, bro. Like,
yeah, Steve, imagine what Speed would be like in like 3-4 years. Like, he'd have to be doing something like not else, but he'd have to be doing other things in order to stay somewhat relevant. Like,
and they don't even like see things being that big anymore, bro. Because the Real Madrid game finished, man, them are in the suits and Speed's in the picture with all of them, bro. That's the difference with it. It's like if everything's moving on pretty quick, and like, Jerry is right because there is a point to that, and that's why I try and stay up to par with what's going on in that, just because I don't want to just be like, oh, this new thing shit. Because there's plenty of things that are around now that are better, bro. Of course. But with the football one, I think systems in it. I think 10 years ago, I think 10 years ago the systems weren't systeming as much, bro. And all the managers you mentioned not long ago were around 10 years ago.
Yeah, for real. Go on, Steve. What was you saying?
My biggest, not one of my biggest. Well, yeah, one of my biggest pet peeves for me is older people or people of the past generation will tell you, go look up YouTube clips of Zidane, of Inzaghi, of whoever, but then they'll slander kids nowadays for being like, YouTube clips, you can't do that if you're scouting a player. You have to watch them in full. That's always been the thing for me. So it's like, of course I'm only going to see the good bits of Zidane. Like,
yeah, no, of course. Of course.
If I really wanted to, I could find, like, okay, where did Zidane start playing? Bordeaux. 94? Yeah. Can you find me a single Girondin de Bordeaux Ligue 1 game on YouTube? No, you can't. How do you know what his fucking rookie season was like? How?
He's like Cans.
Cans I would have if it was available because that's my favorite league to watch. But like, bro, when he went to, you could probably find every single World Cup game, but then people be like, you can't judge a player off a World Cup. It's just, I think a lot of it's nostalgia. I do think a lot of it's nostalgia, and I'm speaking as someone who's only been watching football since 2014. So I'll say that right now. Like, I didn't watch the Xavis in their ultimate prime.
Bro, it is nostalgia, bro.
It is nostalgia, though, a little bit. Of course, it has to be. Of course, it is.
Because we have to generalize to speak about these topics, of course, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone here knows football, bro. But like the everyone, when Jay was talking about the kids nowadays, not every one of them are like football heads like that. They've got other stuff to do. They've got TikTok and that. So obviously,
for real.
The difference is when you're trying to argue with them, the geezers who know football, it's not about them ones. It's the other ones. They're just like, oh, this geezer's way better than that geezer. Yeah, but you wasn't even watching their full matches back then. Like you weren't, bro. I know because I felt lucky to be able to even have to be able to watch the Real Madrid and Barca games were televised more than any other Spanish games, bro. That's just how it was. So it was way better in it. But all the players that you're talking about, like, oh, this guy was better than that guy, bro. Yeah, you only saw him in the Champions League and the World Cup, bro. You didn't see him week in, week out. So when he was having them games, out of the 38 games he had, and he had 20 stinkers and that. Obviously, the ones that were highlighted.
But you're mad though. But you're mad though. That's even like I know that's what they were doing now, but even back in the day though, you know, like if I go and speak to like I don't know, like family friends that like my dad's age and all of that, like they'll tell you, they'll tell you, oh yeah, like we didn't see any football, and then we were just waiting for the World Cup to go and see the Brazilians, and then we'll just say, yeah, they're the best. Like they'll do the same thing. They just sit there and be like, rah, yeah, my man's cold, yeah, he's the best in the world, but you'll never see him because he ain't playing in Europe.
Oh, Jerry, you're 100% right. It was even worse for them because their games wasn't even, they just wasn't televised. Unless you was in England, football was televised in England. That was kind of it.
FA Cup and that's it. It was watching FA Cup and that was it. Your FA Cup was the tournament. That was it. So
remember, men are calling
this is where
Zico and Socrates and them, man. They're calling them the best off the World Cup. It's not off anything else.
Yeah, of course.
It's only the World
definitely
Cup.
not sitting there watching Socrates.
You Savio and that. Just because in the World Cup you performed. Yeah, that's it.
You was
Champions League. He was doing
Pele played for New York Cosmos and that against RAF pilots and that. Man, weren't watching it still.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Man scored 1,000 goals, but I've only saw the World Cup ones. How did that happen?
Yeah. That's why I'm always questioning this goals thing. I'm always like,
yeah, bro. Man, talk about he's got the record because I remember he's in one game against Zanzibar, bro. What?
I think exactly. I think what happened with football, I think with the Messi and Ronaldo era, they became so stat minded.
Yeah.
And sports in general became so stat minded that if I'm being honest, I think the generation we have now are so more. I think are more effective. I think they're so more effective. I think if they're getting the numbers are higher, the amount of sprints, the amount of runs, the pressures, the shots they're taking, the goals. We're seeing more goals every single season, year on year. Like, do you know what I mean? Like everything's more effective, so they're more athletes. But if you're like someone that just enjoys like just the way aesthetically it looks, and you're not into the game tactically, I think that's where you can have a disparity with it. Because if the game's slower, you're seeing guys do a madness. Like, do you know what I mean? When you're kicking the ball and the ball's stopping every 2 yards because the pitch isn't allowing the ball to roll, it's a slower game, innit? It's a slower game. And I think the faster the game is, it's just created this thing where we're looking at players and we're like, yeah, he hasn't really, like, as an example, this whole talk about Bellingham, innit? Like, and Bellingham, he like, or even Sancho, people are looking like, oh, Sancho was terrible, and he's like, bruv, he weren't even terrible like that. He didn't do anything special, but he weren't terrible. They weren't terrible. Like, Jude Bellingham weren't terrible. He just didn't do anything special. Like, tactically, it was just a good game. But then you look at the stats and you're like, raw, like, man had this thing. He made an assist. He done this. He done that. And it's the same thing even when we go and talk about Salah. Like, these guys are so effective. It's now more than just watching the game. It's more than, it's like the NBA, innit? It's more than watching the game.
I can't lie, Jerry's right with that, with being effective. That's the reason why, especially for us in the content world, when you're having like certain discussions, that's why I bet who I'm about to have a discussion with, bro, because it's kind of pointless if he's going to be the complete, if we're not on the same level like at all of what we're about to talk about.
There's no point. There's no point at that point.
Because realist, and the person who's going to win is the other person over me. Because you're only going to go through the stats, and I can't. It doesn't matter what you say.
Because stats is a factual thing. Yeah, I get you.
I think me and Enzo was going through it before because I was like, oh, trust me. I think Bergkamp in the season when they were invincible scored like 4 Premier League goals or something. I think Ryan Giggs in '99.
Oh yeah.
I think he scored like 4 goals in that. Man would have been talking about Salim now, bro.
Fucking goals, Xavi and Iniesta.
But if I ask you, bro, one goal that Ryan Giggs scored in '99, man, know about the goal against Arsenal when he ripped his top off and 2-1.
Yeah, iconic. Yeah. Literally.
Because moments.
And that's what it is. You look at like even basketball. You look at like Ricky Rubio. Yeah. If you look at him ball, you'd be like, wow, this guy's a baller. Like he looks so silky. He's not doing anything though. He's got no impact on the game, innit? So it doesn't matter what he's doing. It doesn't matter how nice you look. Do you know what I mean? Like, and unfortunately, that's the era you're in. That's the era you're in where it don't matter that this brother looks like he's all saucy, like Lallana. It doesn't matter Lallana's Lallana, innit?
So Lallana's sick.
It doesn't matter. If you
The thing
can't,
is, it does- yeah.
if you can't duck down a man, if he's not fast enough, he's just gonna get. Unfortunately, those overpower everything.
Yeah, it's not just
everything.
football as well. It's everything's like that now.
It's everything, yeah.
Like
Everything.
music, man will tell you someone's shit just because they ain't got no Grammys in it.
Mm.
But they do have but they've got a core, but they'll be at like the O2 Hammersmith right now with like their core audience, bro, who would be like us to the eye test. We were like, nah, we got the ear test, bro. We know he's cold. Like, yeah, but he ain't got no Grammys, bro, and he ain't got no number one, so he sucks, bro. Or movies. Oh, man are trying to tell me what movie's good based on the box office numbers when I know the movie sucks, bro. Like, it sucks, bro.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. It is based on everything.
How many dumbasses bought Madonna records in the 80s? She's shit, bro. Like, come on, man.
One thing I'd say though, again, just going back to like the players and stuff, saying have players are we in a transition and stuff, and whether they're good enough or not. The way I go and look at it, and I'm like, all right, cool. As the kids, I want to see what the kids are doing in terms of like what players they're rating and who they're talking about stuff. And I go and look at my little brother. My little brother's obsessed with Bellingham, like to the point he wants the Predator boots with the tongue because of Bellingham.
Yeah,
but I guess
He's
he's
celebrating and he's doing the arm thing, like when they're scoring in games. Like I'm seeing players do that.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I'm like, irrespective of what I feel about, I think this player like Fabregas was better than him and stuff. They've not played in the same generation, so I don't know. All I know is that the brother's 20 years old. He's doing this and he's having this impact, the same impact that Ronaldinho had on me or R9 had on me when I was a kid. And if that's the case, then I've got to rate him, if that makes sense.
We do ignore stuff as well. We pick out all of the great stuff about people and don't talk about the other side, and we do ignore stuff. Like man will be like, because Bellingham's that's my favorite player right now, bro. He's been my favorite player since he was at Blues, bro. But man will say, but he's getting put in everyone's face. Yeah, the PR's great. Yeah, bro, that's always been like that.
Winners get attention.
Since Ronaldinho, since R9 and then Ronaldinho, he was the start of this whole everything's about you. You're commercially boom. We're gonna go and put all these boots on you, and you're the guy. So since then, it's always been like that.
It's always been
Ronaldinho. Like I believe Ronaldinho had benefited a lot from the age of the internet with YouTube clips.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you now, if he was back then, if he was back, yeah, in the age of like, and you're saying Socrates and Zico, where you're only seeing him in the World Cup, you'd have scored him, saw that free kick, you'd have been like, rah, that is crazy. And after that, every World Cup appearance was dead, and you'd have been like, this guy's mid.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like that nostalgic. Like, do you know what I mean, that the whole PR has an effect on how players are viewed. It always has.
No, I agree. I think the best thing you said was about it being effective, because when I said it's everywhere, bro, like obviously I got a wrestling channel and that, innit? And I'm with the opinion of wrestling ain't the same as it was before, innit?
Of course,
but I do work for them. I do different work for them and that, and I know the numbers of what they're bringing in now. I promise you, bro. The TV numbers are down completely, but the revenue is. But they break every time there's a pay-per-view, they break a new record, bro. It's up.
Same thing with baseball.
So for me to be telling them like, this is rubbish, and I'm like, they might be like,
is it through shorts on YouTube? How is TV revenue down, but how is revenue up? How are they making?
Because
revenue?
streaming, we're moving to streaming. That's another transition we're making as a Western world, really. Well, the world in general.
That's it, man. It's all YouTube. The YouTube numbers are up. Commercial, the TV numbers are down. Yeah, but that's not just because wrestling's not as good. It's because
TV's down in general.
It's a 3-hour product that comes on a Monday night at 1 a.m. in the morning. But we're talking about kids who have been brought up with Instagram and Reels, bro. What lasts a minute?
They're going to Netflix.
So you're £5 billion pound deal.
Watching wrestling.
But you think a kid that watches Reels all day on TikTok can sit down and watch Raw for 3 hours, bro?
No.
So that's what they're just like.
They get bored, man. You see the divas come out like this is dead, man.
Exactly, bro. And so what they do is they'll just wait for the YouTube clips to come up, bro. And if you go and check the YouTube numbers, they are high. That's where you make up the gap. That's all it is, man. And that's why they go to Netflix, because it's streaming. Fuck it.
Just a quick one. You guys seen that thing about you're talking about streaming and stuff. You seen that thing about Gerard Piqué? What he's done with his
sick,
bro,
yeah, Kingsley,
man, the Kingsley. I was like, I was reading up about it like yesterday, and I said, hold on. So you've got your own league, and your sponsorships are coming from the streamers. So you're streaming this out for free, essentially. You're streaming it out for free, and they're making money from like they got like was it they got something in the club, whether it be stocks, equity, or whatever, from the clubs who are obviously involved, and of course they're getting thousands and thousands of views and stuff like that. So of course they're still making their own money, and that's of course how PK's making, you know, a little bit of his money as well. I was like, what? Like, this is actually a sick idea, like, that you actually got. Like, you said, I don't need to do that, but PK's always, he seems like he's always been on this kind of thing. He said, I don't need to create a 11-a-side league and then have the sponsorship deals from whoever it be, Bet365 and this and that and whatever. No. I'll just do it from the people who can just stream it for free, because as you guys are saying, like, you're talking about wrestling, people are more trying to watch the streamers. They're trying to go on the Netflixes and Amazon Prime, whatever it is out there. And it does seem like we are shifting into that parameters.
Yeah.
I'll ask you all this question then. Do you think, and people in the chat as well, do you think football, like say, for example, the Premier League should move to a more subscription base?
It will.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it will.
Yes.
They're doing it on the zone already. Bro, on the zone, I think it was the zone Canada I saw, because obviously man got the hookup and that. But it's like $4.99, but it's like all the Premier League games on there, bro.
Okay.
They'll move to Apple TV Plus.
And obviously Amazon do it every December. They put the games on.
Yeah, they put the games on. They do.
And that was a test, because I remember the article was like 5-6 years ago when they were talking about Amazon and Netflix. And at the time when they mentioned, I said, how's that gonna happen? Now you see how it works. And when I watch them Amazon games, they've got like this X rating where you can see the tactics mid-game, and they've got all these different kind of commentators. I'm like, this is kind of cold still. That's what the thingy was about, the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. It's off now, but that was the main thing. That it was going to be the first sporting event on thingy, innit? On Netflix live. It was going to be live on Netflix, innit?
What, is the fight off now? Is the fight off now?
Yeah, the fight's off. It's off.
What was my man's illness actually a real thing?
Yeah, he got an ulcer on it.
Used to go out, man.
He would have got battered anyway, bro.
But hold on. So, because I didn't know this, I didn't even know, and I know we're kind of going off topic. It should all tie in eventually, anyway. But so that fight was going to be on Netflix live.
Yeah, it was free.
Yeah,
bro,
I didn't even know it was going to be on Netflix, bro. These lot are making a kill. So that money must have been crazy then. That money that these lot were getting offered for the fight must have been.
I think Mike's is 20 mil off.
And what Netflix has done as well, just to inform people, they've got a cheaper subscription model now, right? I think it's at $4.99, but it comes with ads.
It comes with ads. Yes, I see that. Oh my fucking days, bro. Yo, we are actually, guys. We are. Oh, honestly, saying it's rescheduled. Oh, so they're gonna go on
rescheduled, is it? Because I swear Logan's supposed to be fighting Jake now.
Honestly, let me know if
yesterday. Anyway, Logan was supposed to be fighting him, but yeah, man, that's the dude. Because Amazon caught me out with the advertisement still. Because I was just watching something on Amazon. I think I was watching Ghost or something. It just went off, bro.
You're just like, whoa, what's going on here?
But yeah, man, that'll be the wave, bro. TV's dead, bro. TV's out here, bro.
No, bro.
No disrespect to the old generation, bro. You know what I mean?
Who ends in that?
When they're all like, once they fade out and that, bro, it's over.
No, it's mad though when we actually sit there and think about it. Like, and again, when we're looking at like these play, like obviously we know football has moved on, and I know Jerry, you mentioned there like your brother, like Jude Bellingham. That's his, you know what I mean? That's the guy he's looking at, kind of thing. He's looking up to, and there's no big up. I didn't even know he was even in the chat, but no, there's no they're like, that's their people in it that they're gonna idolize, and I get that, and that's absolutely fine, by the way, no problem with that. Everyone's going to have a player that they just look up to for whatever reason, whether it's he's got the cold boots, cold celebration, and he's a cold player. That kind of makes sense to me when I hear that your brother does all of that kind of stuff, because I'm like, well, really and truly, he's actually the perfect person to really model, and he's actually a model professional. So on top of that, you're like, he doesn't come with controversy. You're not hearing that he's, getting arrested, and bro, he's just a calm guy, does his thing, great PR, all of that stuff. So when I hear that you're talking about your little brother saying, yeah, exactly. He's not like an Iverson kind of thing, even though he's a dope player, but he comes with too much baggage. This guy doesn't come with any baggage. So when we are looking at the quality, and again, I go through like the whole, like the player values and stuff like that, and then we go back to say that was just 2014, the one that I showed earlier, and then we look at that quality of player. Obviously, time and inflation is going to play a part, but at the same time, I kind of get it. I do fully get it. So, but I guess the real question, is, less from our perspective, only our own opinions, right? We're not going to be right. We're not going to be wrong. Do we think, though, the quality of player that we are seeing today, and I'll use a perimeter of, I'll say 20 years, because I feel like otherwise, I feel like it's just going to go, we can keep going on and on and on. Would we say the quality of player from now is worse off than it was 20 years ago, in your own opinion?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like,
You think it's better or the same? Or like...
No, I think that bracket that you've just used there, I think that's a fair bracket, because if you just go and say the players of the last 2 years, are they as good as the last 18? Then obviously these players that we're talking about that you've got on the right hand side now, like most valuable 2014, they're like, you got the Messi, Ronaldo. Look what they did like that 10 years before that. You got obviously the rest of these, but they're established professionals. A lot of them are like in their peak. The players we're talking about that are the most valuable are the young players, isn't it? We're not talking of like the De Bruynes of now, the Salahs of now, Neymars of now. Do you know what I mean? That are just at the tail end of their careers. I don't think they're necessarily better or worse, but I think they're equally as on par. When we talk about De Bruyne, what do we say about De Bruyne? Best midfielder in the Prem ever. If I said there's not that argument. There's not that argument to have. Modric, if you want to say the best midfielder of his generation, is there an argument to have that with him? Probably.
No. Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? Then you're talking about, you got your Busquets, obviously you got your Messi's in there, you got your Suarez's in there, and you're comparing the Suarez's to the 20 years before that. So that's what your R9s, your Rivaldos, literally. Your Seedorfs, that bracket, and they won more and they scored more in it, and they were good as well. Like, no one can tell you like they're not. I don't know. It's an interesting discussion. I think there's some players where there's a debate in it, but I think all in all, I think it's quite similar.
No, for you. What about you guys, Savage, Steve? What you guys
20 years ago, yeah.
I'll say, yeah, so for 2004. We'll go from there.
That's Invincibles, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, okay. And that's why I feel like it's a perfect kind of time frame. By the way, big up Arsenal 20th anniversary and everything there. But yeah,
I don't think the players nowadays are worse than them. I think the football's worse though. Because
fairs.
Which is fine, because that's going to still be subjective down to what people like. But I feel like the
aesthetically, you can say the football's worse. But then if you say that, would you say like when Barca played, Sam?
Yeah.
Would you not say that the Pep Guardiola Barca, even what Germany did, like what Germany did in the World Cups, in the Euros, what Spain did, is that football not better than what it was 04?
Nah, but G set me up, bro, because he said 20 years ago, innit? So it's like 2004 and then 2024. It's kind of like that football you're talking about was in between it, because it was 2011.
Yeah, so but that's what I'm saying. But he's saying 20 years, innit? That's why I said if you said 20 years, you're talking about what 1980s to 80s, end of the 80s to 2004, right?
Jerry,
and then 04 till now.
Jerry, ain't he talking about from now until 2000, like 20 years backwards from now, which is 2004, bro?
Yeah, 2004. From 2004 to 2024.
But hold on. So what players are you talking about, G? Because you're saying, are these players better than the players from before?
So the players who are around today, like this modern day now, 2004.
So when we look at these players here, these are obviously the players from today,
and
right?
Then 2004 is Thierry Henry and them, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you meant the decade of the 20-year decade is the 20-year decade of now, like from the 21st century, better than the decade before that. From the
no, because that's too. Yeah, that's way too like difficult to, bro. We're talking about I'm saying literally. So I'm looking at it. Basically, I'm looking at it like, so if we looked at a Jew, that's why, because I think one of you just mentioned about Barcelona. I'm like, I don't even enter these. They can't really enter conversation because they're like an anomaly, like with what they were doing and who they were, right? So you could put them in there if you want, but that's kind of an anomaly. But if you're just looking on base, so from the Invincibles type of era, in and around, so even if you want to say the 5 years within that kind of era, so up to like 2009, the kind of players that we saw there to what we're seeing now in today's day and age. So people like Bellingham, Haaland, they've been playing for like the last 5 years. You get what I'm saying? So just to see the quality.
Yeah, what I'd say to that is like these players that I get it now, so my apologies. What I'd say is then, in my opinion, is these players that we've got there, they're all like bar maybe like Rodri, when you look at people are saying he's the best, and people are saying he might be better than Busquets. Yeah, I mean obviously he hasn't won what he has done on the international level, but club level he's
Hey,
proven
show
to
me
be
those
a
people. Show me those
dominant
people.
force. Yeah, I will
Show
do,
me
but
those
dominant force, right?
show me
But
those people, bro.
but what I'm saying is the rest of them are all like very young, innit? They're very, very young in their careers. So when you go and look at Modric as an example, Modric moved from Spurs to Real Madrid at the age of 27. He's 27, bro. Do you know what I mean? So we haven't, like, Bellingham's not 27 yet. Like, Gavi's not 27 yet. Musiala's not 27 yet. Wirtz isn't 27 yet. So it's difficult for me to judge these players based on now. The only way I could do it is if you looked at the most valuable young players or the most valuable players of that age bracket.
No, but remember, it's these are like by the way, with this market thing isn't young players. Like this isn't. I haven't put. Yeah, these are just literally the most valuable. So the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Salah, they're not as valuable as the rest of these guys. This is literally just.
But I think it's because of how the market's changed, innit? More.
No, of course. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, of course.
So obviously, based on that, the one that you showed before is obviously I think the players are much better, but purely because of
but that's 2014, and that's I know.
Yeah, and what they've won, and not only that, I'm looking at these players and I'm like, all right, Fabregas, you've won a World Cup, you won the Euros, you won the Champions League, you won the Liga, I mean Iniesta, same thing.
Yeah, all the
Ronaldo, Messi, we know who these
players
players are, innit? So it's mad difficult. It's mad difficult to go and obviously look at. Thiago Silva, obviously Sergio Ramos, Javi Martinez is the iffy one in there for me. He's the iffy one in that back line. And
Neuer, you know what it is about Javi Martinez though? Every year at Bayern, bro, I miss him more and more. He was the most underappreciated player of that Bayern 10 in a row era, bro. I love Javi Martinez. I just didn't realize how much he was actually a very, very good player. In fairness.
Yeah, it's a weird period. If he asked this question last year, all the other players who hadn't left yet, innit? So Benzema and that was there. And then Kante and that was there as well. And then all of a sudden it doesn't look like, because I know why Jerry said that, because he looked like he was just young players, but that's because all the other ones fucked up to Saudi, bro. He would have been
and then all valuable.
Exactly. And if he's going off how style of player and how good they are.
But why is that De Bruyne? But why is De Bruyne not in there though? Why is not?
No, why is like he's valuable? He's not valuable anymore.
Yeah, because of his age, the market value. His bro. We all know that De Bruyne is a very valuable player. But when we look at if I'm being a $100, if I'm being a $100, if let's say you had an unlimited amount of money, just in a hypothetical, if I'm being blatantly real, everyone bar Saka maybe and Declan Rice, I would look at those two and say everyone else, and there's no shade on Arsenal, it's just because I feel like you've already got Rodri and you've already got other players like Phil Foden in there. Everyone else I feel would cost more if you had an unlimited amount and you could spend the money, whatever that it would be. I feel like everyone else on this top 10 list would cost more than Kevin De Bruyne in today's market. Not that Kevin De Bruyne is not better than basically give or take everyone bar maybe one or two in there, but I don't think he would command that kind of a fee when you're saying, if someone said, you can buy Jude Bellingham tomorrow, bro, that's like 300 mil potentially.
Can you guys hear me, yeah? Yeah, sorry, because G, you've frozen in it, my bad. Now, what I was saying is that the players that we're seeing there, like Iniesta in 2014, you're good now. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Iniesta in 2014, he was 30 years old, bruv. He was 30 years old. So how is he more valuable than Neymar? Because Neymar's not on that list.
What in that
2014 one that you showed, innit?
That was just their 11. They just done an 11, so I'm assuming that would have just been.
Oh, was it? It says most valuable though.
Yeah, that's what in 2014 that was the most valuable players at the time.
2014 was the thing, in Brazil World Cup.
World Cup. Yeah.
But
remember what 50 million would have been today, though. Remember, inflation's gone up. So remember what 50 mil would be like in 2014 to now.
But hold on. So a man saying that Modric would have been like 30 as well, yeah? Like gone 30 as well. Fabregas would have been older. So a man trying to say that. Hold on. A man trying to say that what? That De Bruyne is not as valuable. Like even with inflation, is not as valuable as any of those 3 players or thereabouts. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what metric these guys have used to look at the most valuable 11, if that makes sense.
I don't know what. Yeah, well, I guess we obviously just whatever
I think
transfer market you use.
transfer market will just do it off if he's going to buy them, how much they've cost them.
Yeah, like, and what they would look like in today's market. Obviously, we know that, for example, I think Jude's is like 180. Bro, it will cost you more than 180 to get Jude if you even dare to try, as an example, right? But in terms of just what their value would be, I think that's just how they've looked at it. Like, if you just looked at his value in that market, and obviously this is 2014, so I don't know what 50 mil would be like today, to be honest. The fact that Messi and Ronaldo are like 120, Lord knows what that is in today's
they'd be
day
like
and
500
age.
mil. They'd be like 500 mil.
And this is what I'm saying. Do you get? But when you think about it, looking at the quality of this player, Modric in 2014, Fabregas, Iniesta, Gareth Bale, Neymar. When you look at the quality, just look at the player. Forget even the valuation for a sec. Look at that kind of quality. That's the level I'm looking at. So when I'm asking you guys about, do you think the quality maybe gone down? For me, yes. I'll always say, of course, because I feel like you if you looked at, if I just went 2010 or 2004, whatever period prior to this, if I just picked out the top 20 players, I'm more than confident you'd pick more from that list than you would from today's list. Like, I don't feel like you'd pick that many players.
And I hear that. I was not going on.
No, sorry, I'm trying to understand that. No, but what I'm saying is Iniesta in this one is 30 years old. Yeah, so irrespective of what we're saying, man's 30 years old. You've got obviously these players are at the prime of their career.
Oh, of course.
The value that we're seeing now.
Hindsight.
No, the value that we're looking at is right now, and the way players are valued is that once you touch 30, it's gone. We need to get a player that's 18, 19 years of age. Because of the way the market is, his value skyrocketed. So you're seeing a list of players there that even like when you're looking at that list of players, they're not the best players in the world right now. But they're not the most
valuable. Let me go to that list. Hold on. What in this list or the other one?
Some of them.
So you don't think some of the best players in the world?
No, some of them will be, but I think there's an argument to have some of them that are to add some more into there that are not on that list at all.
Who would you add to this list? Go on, Steve.
Clear example: Camavinga over Rice. Easy. Is Camavinga more valuable than Rice according to transfer market? No. Can I see why? Yeah. Possibly. Would I pay more for Camavinga or Rice? I'd pay more for Camavinga. Way more. I like Rice. I think he's a good. So Camavinga will be one that's not in that list.
Virgil, you got to remember the monetary value is not Rudiger. Most of the time, it's not based on their talent, and it's just
contract. What their contract is, their age. Like, there's so many different things.
But I think there's the focus is different, isn't it? If the determining factor of value, like of your value, starts to become age, and it's become age more and more. We've gone down the line, right? It's age has become a more determining factor. You can have one good season if you're young, your age skyrockets. Like Saka now is in this list, which he shouldn't be, in my opinion. He shouldn't be in this list, right?
You don't think Saka's value would be like kind of high? Like Arsenal's literally golden.
If Saka was performing the way he was back in 2014, his value wouldn't be nowhere near the guys that we're talking about in this list. But what I'm saying, is, if you were to bring Iniesta into today's age, Iniesta's value won't be as high as Bellingham's because the age is the determining factor.
But 30-year-old Iniesta is less valuable nowadays than a 20-year-old Bellingham.
Yeah, exactly. Than 10 years ago. So so Bellingham wouldn't have been what's he valued at 100? No team would ever pay that amount for a 20-year-old. No team would ever his value wouldn't be there, but the value that the market's obviously changed. So what I'm saying is, when I look at that list, De Bruyne would be in that list straight away. Salah would be in that list straight away. You start to add those players into it, and it starts to look a bit different. You start looking at him like, oh, you know what? Like Bale or Salah, that conversation can be had. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? And then that has there's a different kind of, do you know what I mean? Dynamic.
Everyone's doing the money system now, and
that's why I was saying what I would have done is it seems as though in this list, bar Harry Kane's in there, but he had a mad season. He's the outlier because he's 30. and then Rodri maybe. The rest of them are 25 and under. Yeah, I'd have to go and look
Valverde's
at
exactly 25, and he missed
Yeah,
the
but
list by a few. Yeah.
but 25 and under. So what I'm saying is the rest of I would have to go and see the players that are 25 and under and compare them to the players of 2014, if that makes sense. Because the players we're talking about are like at the top of their level. And bar Rodri and bar Kane, the rest of them I don't think are at their level yet. If this is Declan Rice's level, he's not getting into that team. We can't compare him, if that makes sense.
No. Just quickly before we kind of wrap it up here. This is a good conversation. Big up honesty, love for the super chat, man. Much love and appreciation. Off-topic question. So between Luis Enrique, Diego Simeone, and Arsene Wenger, who is the most overhyped manager in this era but didn't do all that?
I don't think any of them are overhyped, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? Because he's
If I
asked,
had to pick
if I had to
one,
pick,
Wenger, man, sorry.
I can't pick Wenger, bro. I don't think he's overhyped at all, man. Even his own
I don't think
fanbase
he is
seems to
either.
like him, bro.
I'm just answering the super chat. But then again, I can't even say Wenger because I only saw the shitty part of Wenger, really. 2014.
oh yeah, if you saw the shitty part of Wenger, then yeah, it's a bit mad because
I wasn't
even
even born in '99 when he was doing the double against Newcastle FA Cup. Like I wasn't there, bro. I wasn't there. So
you know what? I'll go with someone who I didn't want to go with because I like him. I'll probably say Luis Enrique.
That's what I'm gonna say. And also, Wenger's not the same era of them two, really.
Yeah. No way. But them man probably still playing when
Wenger's managing, like obviously he was at Arsenal for ages, but mid Arsenal, Simeone's still playing. Bro.
Yeah, Simeone and that. Yeah. Well, you think about it, Simeone was in the '98 World Cup, Beckham and that, and Wenger was managing Arsenal at them times. So
yeah, we Pochettino with his ponytail.
If you want an answer, if I could pick besides these, like I said, I guess I'd have to pick Wenger just off of my personal sample size.
Yeah, no,
that wasn't the good version. But the most overhyped manager I've seen since watching football is Pochettino. I can't lie. It is Pochettino, bro. It is 1,000%.
Do you think he's overhyped though? Like, I don't feel like he's...
Because people are pissed off that he got fired after the season that Chelsea had. I wouldn't tolerate that nonsense in Newcastle. I wouldn't.
So okay, where did Newcastle finish this season?
7th.
So they finished 6th.
Yes, and I think Eddie Howe overall, coaching wise, coached a better season than Poch did. I think Poch stumbled into that 6th place finish versus where Eddie Howe, I think there were some big decisions that he didn't get quite right, aka not using Lewis Hall enough at left back, not using Livermore at left back.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Yeah, so there are little stuff like that, but like overall, I can't. Like with Eddie, I'm pretty fair with him, I'd say. But like I think he overall coached and had much more impressive performances overall.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Stephen. I actually like Newcastle, bro, and I love Eddie Howe, bro. I think based on the way Chelsea ended the season and the way you started the season, I think if you only finish the point like a level below them, it's about right, bro, because your season's both kind of average. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And you deserve to finish below them.
Obviously, the circumstances, because with the period, both of you got bad injuries.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They both had bad injuries.
Exactly.
So what do you expect from both of them? That's my thing. Like,
yeah.
Big up honesty again for the super chat, by the way.
I think what it is, and I don't know what y'all think, but we're one of the clubs that are keeping our manager around, Eddie Howe.
I would as well.
We're not going into this unknown world of let's go appoint Gilardino from Genoa. Let's give the job to, I don't know. Let's fire Howe and bring in De Zerbi. So that's the other thing too. Some people are with the trend and some people aren't. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't change out Eddie Howe, but at the same time, they're probably.
I'm glad you're keeping him, man. I think he's a good manager, bro. I think the football snobbery makes people want to get rid of him. Zabiri and tried to argue this with me, like in the first season he was there. Yeah, well, obviously he's going to be Newcastle manager, and they just move him on for a better one because he's got all the money. I'm like, so you're not even going to give him a chance to see what he can do first. You just want to move him on. Bro.
You think he could win us an FA Cup?
Yeah, it's not the era of freaking like Mark Hughes at Man City and that, where it's like, oh, the money's in now, so let's get rid of him. And that's different, bro. He can manage, man. You have to, and he's done well. He's done well, man.
Yeah.
No, he's done well, guys. We'll leave it there.
Yes.
We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Listen, man. That was a very, very good conversation, man. Big up everybody in the chat. For kind of tuning in. Since what 10, 11 o'clock. You know, the last couple of hours. You know, we've been vibes in. So big up to your damn selves. Big up to Steve. Big up to Savage. Big up to Jerry. You know, love again. You know what it is already. There was the last few comments. I'll just quickly run through them and then we will head on out of here. Social Drain saying pretty exciting for the Prem. What teams are you picking to watch next season? He's picking Palace as a second team to watch. I'll watch Maresco a few games to see if Chelsea still trying the knockoff thing. All right, pick one team that you might look at and think might have a good season next season, just based off of everything you've seen right now.
Newcastle.
Oh, cool. Steve.
Hey.
Could be any team, by the way. It doesn't have to be English, but it could be anything.
Well, all right. I'll go with an English team. I will go Palace, but then you guys are also up there in terms of intrigue. Because like I said, I like Klopp for a minute. Y'all are definitely up there in terms of I don't want to miss out on your games more often than not. Especially champs. And in terms of Europe, bro, Genoa, man. They were so close. They were actually not that far off a European spot. Their manager, Alberto Gilardino. I keep talking about this guy because I see something real special in him. Very, very good balance, tactician, all that stuff. Good results against the top 10 teams in Italy as well. Yeah, he's cooking, man. So that's the team I'm kind of looking out for. But yeah,
Jerry.
Leicester for me, you know.
Leicester got a new manager in. That's going to be interesting.
Leicester, obviously, because they got the new manager in, but obviously they played really, really well. I like their players. My star boy Winks.
But now they've left, for fuck's sake. Now that my man's obviously left, do you think they're gonna still be the same though? Like, remember he was.
Like that's the intrigue about it. That's the intrigue about it because
I get you.
The players are really good. Steffi Mavididi as well, top player, man.
I like Mavididi a lot. Yeah,
Mavididi's top player, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so Mavididi in there, ex-Arsenal guy. So I'm interested. Yeah, obviously Winks as well. Like, do you know what I mean?
Bro, you don't have to mention his name twice, bro. Like we heard.
Winks is my guy. I mean, Winks is my guy. So no. Fuck you, G. How about that?
Man, getting all mad because I said fuck Winks. You know, hey, that's crazy.
Man know about me and Winks, man. We go way back. SK days.
Hey, bro.
Winks.
Anyways, fair enough. Leicester. I'll be like either thing. I'll Palace. I can't wait to see what Palace do with the new manager. Even if they got rid, even if they got rid of Elise and Eze, I'd still be interested to see how they do. In fact, I'll be more interested to see how they do without one of those two players. So I think it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see. And just the way that they've been playing.
Do you like their signing of Kamada from Lazio?
Someone literally just asked that in the chat. I said, I feel like he's going to be a player that's going to take a minute to acclimatize more to the Premier League. I think he's played under Glasner before. So that he's cool with that. Yeah. So he's cool with that side of things because he's played under him. Acclimatizing to the Premier League, we've seen with players from that region, hasn't always gone to plan. Can't all be Sons and Park Ji-sungs. Yeah, I mean, there are going to be a couple Minaminos and stuff like that thrown in there. So I'll just be intrigued to see how he can acclimatize to the Premier League. But it's interesting getting a player like him because you're so used to the type of profile of players that Palace get that when they're now trying to almost change up the profile and now we're going for a bit more guile, a bit more style, changing of the guard, as you said, bro. So yeah, man. Yeah, Palace is the team.
Liverpool swap Nunes for Sirloff, bro. Do it quick time, bro.
Just give it Nunes for
Sirloff, bro. Bring him in, bro. Stop bullshit.
Yeah, I swapped with Sirloff.
Fucking animal, bro.
Oh, I wanted a question quickly. Why has Arne Slot not done an interview about being at Liverpool yet? Is he still not? I don't get it.
I don't know, bro. As in, I've not followed Liverpool to know what they're even doing these days.
No, but you know, I've seen Arne Slot becomes a manager, but there's been no he sits down.
Excuse me, he's not our manager. He's our head coach. So
our head coach. So the head coach, the head coach hasn't he hasn't done anything. But I've heard him speaking
Maybe head coaches don't do that. Maybe head coaches just, they just coach and that. Maybe someone else will do the interview. Who knows, man? Who knows, bro? But I wouldn't say it's weird. It's just, I thought I would have heard something, but maybe it'll come this week. Maybe it will come
I think
next
so.
week.
He came in on the Champions League day, so I didn't think he was going to do it that day anyway.
And remember, it's the Euros and I feel like there's so much going on anyway in general in football, but also at Liverpool, Klopp leaving, all the stuff that Klopp's had to do. I don't even know when these men are trying to fit in something like that, because I guess you don't want to be disrespectful.
No, but you want to drop it in. Like, I still want to know, like, all right, what is his plans? Because obviously,
of course you do.
The fact that the Euros are there, the fact that the Euros are going on, I want to know, like, all right, okay, cool. Someone said, is he on holiday? Man's looking for. Apparently, all this stuff was done in it. Like, he knew he was going to be the manager for ages. So it's not like we only find the manager now and he's only got him through the door. And like, we knew he's the manager. For me, they should have been like, yeah, like, tell us, cool, like, introduce yourself to the fans, bruv. Klopp's there looking young. Klopp looking fresh.
Bro, I said Klopp looking super fresh. I was like, right,
fresh,
in the black fresh. And that. I said, but black's always slimming, as they say.
But he had a navy thing on as well, though. He had a navy thing on with a little shirt underneath, celebrate, like cheering with the Borussia Dortmund fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro,
man.
He don't care anymore. Just move on, bruv. Where's Arnie Slot?
Michael Johnson saying Giriak is over Sorloth. Hey,
never.
He was at Palace, and guess what? Roy Hodgson's bum ass didn't know how to use no striker. David Moyes didn't know how to use no striker. Now Skamaka looking amazing, Sorloth looking really good, and Mateta looking really good. It's almost like those guys needed to go, bro.
But Sorloth where did he go? Did he go?
Palace.
But after Palace, he went somewhere though. He went Turkey.
Trabzonspor.
Yeah, and he was shit there, man.
He was.
No. Well, technically, nah. When he was at Trabzonspor, slightly he was actually really good. He played 49 games and scored 33 goals.
Yeah,
so
then he went Leipzig.
Yeah, he went Leipzig after that, but he played 37 games and only scored 6 goals.
So it's the Leipzig one I'm talking about.
Yeah, Leipzig one. Because Real
one
Sociedad, even Real Sociedad, like, he wasn't even really pushing up many trees in that. Like,
yeah, man. Back to the eye testing and it. I'm just talking about what Siebler. Don't worry about the goal.
No, I'm not. By the way, I'm not like. I'm just so that people who don't know, I'm just giving out because his stats in terms of, if we're just going based on stats, his stats in his whole career is 368 games and 131 goals. So that's not even that bad when you look at.
No, it's my eye test tells me he didn't score goals.
I hear it.
So whatever you're saying, my eye test told me he doesn't score goals.
I hear what Sam was saying. He's a beast. Whether I would take him over, others, I don't know.
Well, I take him over Nunes. I know that much. Right.
Oh, yeah, but bro, like, if we did a list of players I take over Nunes, we'd
that's
be
what my comment was, bro. I take him over Nunes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
He's more in talk with the similar build and the height and all that stuff. That's what I said. You know what I mean? Not my first pick in the world, but you know what I mean.
No. I thought, listen, man.
And that's for Slot thingy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I kind of gang business if Slot just doesn't do a press conference. That'll crease me, bro.
Yeah, that'll make me laugh. That'll actually make me laugh.
On pre-season and that, so I want to talk to you, man. Dickhead.
I just want to get to work. Do what I need to do, and then you know what I mean, man. Just in and out. Bonkers. LFC have allegedly entered into negotiations with Nice for Keffer and Thuram. I know Enzo will be happy with that service. He's also going to the Olympics, so misses most of the preseason. I don't think Liverpool will do that.
I'll read coaching the French team in the Olympics.
Oh, is he? I didn't know. I say so. Man, like Thierry. What are you saying? What? Banging player, but dead manager. Honestly, question is YouTube really free for the viewers? Because like me, I pay for YouTube Premium. Others will watch. Otherwise, I'll be watching ads, which will go to the content creators. So is YouTube really free? Just to let you know, I don't see a penny from your ads.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw peas from your ads, I'll be telling everyone, don't sign up to YouTube Premium, I beg. Just keep normal YouTube, bro.
Just click on
YouTube makes that. Yeah, you don't get nothing from that.
I was about to say, they've changed the rules as well, bro. Like, if you don't put ads on your video, they'll just put it on for you, bro. And
exactly.
You don't get paid for that, bro. So
exactly.
Yeah,
I have to do my settings and everything literally before every video, and it's like, bro, like the reality is, I don't even want to put ads on a video because I just want you man to watch the video. Like, you know what I mean? I just want you man to watch the video and then we're good. Like, instead of every 2
I did that
seconds.
in wrestling, bro.
stopping
One of the old wrestlers died in that. I said I ain't putting no ads on this, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, that's silly. That's silly.
YouTube did. YouTube
yeah.
did. Fuck
YouTube
you,
slapped
blood.
it right in the middle when you're saying rest in
Yeah,
peace.
YouTube said, I don't care what you're talking about, RIP, blood. We're getting our money
So
out
we're
of it.
gonna have his eulogy, and then would you like to buy a erectile dysfunctional
Nah, yeah,
cream?
that's
And he was
what
like,
they put.
what?
Thing is-
Like, I'm trying to watch the fucking thing.
Bro,
Like,
they
what's going on?
put a Manscaped advert in the middle of it, bro.
Oh, Manscaped. Oh my god. I forgot about Manscaped, bro. I remember when
Yeah,
everyone was trying to get that Manscaped.
That's how they roll, man. Yeah, man. But don't let the 1% of YouTubers fool you, bro. That's not how it works, bro. Like,
Yeah. Like that. Maybe you're talking about the high end, them ones who got millions of subscribers, or like high ends of hundreds of thousands. But you talk about me, Savage, Jerry's, the ends, the Steves, and that. Man, ain't seeing the piece from this thing.
Listen,
bro.
I'm not even part of this thing at the moment. But all I'm
Go.
saying is, everyone in the comments, I think you guys don't understand the amount of effort that your ends, man, your G's, your Savages, your Steves go through to give you content for free. Like, they're not getting anything from it. They're not making millions. They're not driving Ferraris and playing in beta squad and A&P, do you know what I mean, charity games and making money from it. They're doing it because they love this sport. They love whatever they're talking about and they're passionate about it. And they're sharing it just because. Because. So you guys, like I said, the likes and stuff is not even about the money. It's more appreciation. It's more for them to know that, you know what, I get what I'm doing. It's that validation. All right, they're enjoying what I'm talking about. And guys, make sure you're like, anytime you see Sav, Steve, and the stuff, just make sure they're smashing the lights because do you know what I mean? No millionaires are being made from this. This is just pure passion, bro.
Nah, that's big up to Jerry on that. Last question. Just give me a name and then we'll head out. Who would your next ideal England manager be? It would have been Jose Mourinho, to be fair, but he's
Eddie Howe. I'm racist and so I want an English person. So.
Well, at least he isn't hiding the fact that he is racist. So that's always good to know.
Next England manager should be Mourinho, but that won't.
Yeah, I would have had Mourinho. I can't even lie. Just to see what would that look like. Just
actually no. Well, it should Ancelotti, maybe even an Allegri.
You know what, Pochettino, Bunny. Yeah, how about that? You ain't doing nothing with your life right now.
Hey, the Argentinian loses with England. That'll go down well.
Yeah, I forgot.
That'll go down amazing.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I run a Graham Potter or Sean Dyche.
Sean
Dyche.
Graham Potter, yeah.
I'm gonna go left field. I'm gonna go on the theme of today's stream.
Go on. It's like your feet just left you. Okay, Liam Rossinha. He's actually a decent manager.
Hey, ultimate though. Gee, real talk. I run a young Steven Gerrard on the England job, you know. I ain't gonna lie, you know, bro.
But I wouldn't even mind that. You know what it is? You see me? It come like what Savage said about the whole Nunes thing. If man was to go for a list of guys I would just take ahead of this brother, I just would take anyone. You know what? Big up Goat since 1997, because guess what? I would take Emma Hayes as well. I think
no. Emma Hayes out here being violent, bro. She'd be out pushing.
But that's what I want, though, Savage. I want her to be like, you know what? Bun you Argentinians. Boom, 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 boom. I need that kind of fight.
I just wanted to ask about that whole thing, yeah? You see if like the brothers are getting like, did have to be like separate change rooms and that? Like after she's done the thing, she's got to cut out because man are getting changed.
I've always wondered, I don't know. That's a very good question.
You know, like after the game, man are like taking off their tops and they're getting changed as the manager's talking. Like,
hey yo,
there's gonna be people have to be in like dressing gowns and that.
Yeah, because it goes the other way as well when I'm watching the women's game, and most of the managers are men.
To be fair, some managers are. So I've heard some managers speak about they're like the locker room is for the players. That's their thing. They meet in the like the tactics room or whatever the hell with the board. So if
I'm managing the women, I'm going in there, blood. Because I'm part.
I know you're going in there, but that's because you're
I'm part of the team, bro. I need to feel one with the squad and that. You get me, bro? It's not even about that, bro. We're a team,
bro. Because you're an idiot. That's why, bro. Man, you see Savage just in there for no reason. No tactics being spoken and that.
After what Homeboy went through in the, when I watched the Spanish World Cup final and that, when they beat England. Man dropped a little peck on the girl and that. She accepted it and then got kicked out of his job, bro.
It's all long.
To forget it, bro. It's not even worth it, man.
And it got a medal celebrated and that. Just
Bro, man got him removed, you know. Crazy. Nah, bro, but if man, you know what I mean, bro? Man said
Savage just walking in like, hey, I just want to talk to you guys.
All I'm saying
training
is,
tomorrow.
Man said the one equality in it, bro. So isn't it not like me? You know what I mean? Any segregation if we can't just be in the change room together, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
In it. What about team spirit and togetherness?
Exactly, bro.
Savage just be managing the French teams for no reason, bro. Just taking job to job for no reason, bro. Getting sacked all the time for no, bro. Hey, listen, I don't wanna go down that road, guys. If you're watching this, any girls, it's just a joke. Don't cry about it.
I ain't joking, bro.
I know. Okay,
but hey, speaking about team togetherness, you was mad when I was playing for Essex, yeah. We had a manager, yeah, and what he used to do, yeah. And
I thought he was gonna say something completely left. I can't lie.
No, it's not even left. I'm saying about just moving mad like that. Like he was always just a bit weird, yeah. And I like, let's say after a game or whatever, like you'd go and obviously just he'd be like, cool. Like I just obviously after the game, I know the shower's there, but I ain't trying to shower there. The shower's a manky, innit? Just getting changed and that. Used to force man. Obviously we were old at this time, but like you'd get fined in that if you didn't shower. But then he would shower as well. But like, bruv, you didn't play.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. That's
crazy, isn't it?
Nah, that's what I said. I thought this was going left, and I knew it was gonna go left in some way, shape, or form, bro.
But I'm saying that's mad. Like I remember me and them were like, "What is going on?" And obviously, you know, like the group of like the Brits in it, they'd get together with the manager in a huddle. And, like,
nah, man's an opportunist, bro. That's it.
Bro, he's a massive opportunist. He said, "You're getting naked regardless of you playing or not playing, bro."
I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy. Like, that whole thing is crazy. That's why, like. You see that Saliba can get away with what he was doing.
Oh yeah, Saliba.
That Saliba thing was mad, bro.
He can get away with
so mad though.
He can just get away with it because it's normal. That's what's happening at like 13, 14 years old. It's mad. Forcing man to shower. It's crazy.
Yeah. Football, right, bro. Football when we were growing up was mad still.
Bro, it was actually mad, you know, when you think about it.
Bruv, used to get forced to have the shower, bruv. And you're showering with your boxers and take it off. How mad that is.
I can't lie, bruv. I didn't even like the jokes and that. I didn't, bruv.
I never liked the jokes. Yeah.
You know, there was a certain group of men that you look like he was left out in it because I just look like the black kid who's got a problem with everyone. Like, why are you trying to be gangster for? I'm like, nah, bruv. Why are you man making comments? Just allow it, bruv.
Yeah, facts.
I just want to get clean and get out, bruv. Yeah, man.
Exactly. Man a day, you're getting changed. You got the towel and your man are slapping your ass saying, yeah, like, well done. You're like, what are you doing, bro?
Your man are in there just talking about your penis and that, bro. I'm like, bro, I just want to shower still. I'm gonna.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And on that note, guys, we are going to leave the stream. I hope everybody is blessed. Guys, please make sure you smash a like. Please make sure you share and subscribe to the channel. I might be back tomorrow. I'll have another video dropping later, the England preview for this evening's game. I'll be back tomorrow doing the match reaction for England. I think it's best that we leave it there. Big up to everybody. Big up Honesty again for the super chat. Bro, let's just leave before we all get cancelled.